It's called The Book of Lies. So you have all these people who are like, oh, Oliver Tree, and he was almost 33 years old. He's not almost 33, he's 32. And you're doing all of this gematria and all of these things to make a video get 1 million views, not realizing the entire thing you're doing is literally spreading disorder. This demon of disorder into reality and resonating it to everybody.
Tinfoil hat. Oh, what the f*** are you guys even talking about?
Global controls will have to be imposed, and a world governing body will be created to enforce them.
Welcome to Tinfoil Hat. We go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Revolution will be podcasted.
All right, welcome to Tinfoil Hat, live from the Wise Wolf Gold and Silver Studios. That's right. Go to samtripoli.gold, use the promo code Tinfoil, and you too can get in on the Predator Metals game for as little as $50 a month, sent right to your front door. Very excited to have this next guest on. I mean, we're just hitting the stride after the big 1,000. Very excited to have him on. I've been watching him. He's all over the place. He's on all the big podcasts. It's great to see him. Welcome back, friend of show, Izzy Griffin. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
So, Izzy, you were in, like, I guess we'd say not Northern California, but like an hour or two outside LA. Now you're in LA. You should have came in the studio, dude, and hung out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always down. I didn't know if I was invited, so.
Well, you're invited, buddy.
Yeah.
My God, are you even old enough to buy cigarettes now? Like, how old are you now? You went backwards.
Yeah, I've been like running I got like super addicted to running. Been running a bunch.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
I wish I
just
could
been
get
like
addicted to
cutting
running.
weight and stuff. So.
What do you try getting into fight weight?
Yeah, I mean, I do MMA. I'm not trying to fight anytime soon. Definitely not. But yeah, I've just been trying to get healthier, and like I like when you're fat, you don't realize you're fat, you know. And
I realize I'm fat.
Yeah, I was like a big chubby guy, and now I'm kind of just.
Oh, that's great, dude. I'm super happy for you. Now, are you doing anything other than podcasting, or is this your big thing now?
Yeah, so I mean, I do podcasting. I do kind of like like I have my YouTube, obviously, but I do music as well. I have a big project I'm going to be dropping here pretty soon that I've been working on for like years. So I'm pretty excited about that. But that's not going to be kind of towards the end of the year. So
are you working with AI on that, or are you not working with AI in that?
Yeah, definitely not working with AI on that.
Are you anti-AI everything?
I think like AI has some good uses, I guess, in some cases, but I'm not really a big fan of it, honestly. AI is always getting things wrong. Like whenever I try to use it for something, it's completely incorrect.
True, dude. It
makes shit up all the time. And I think that like knowing what they're actually trying to use AI for is really like, it freaks me the fuck out. So I'm just like not into it at all.
Respect. Real quick before we get into it, tell us where we can find you, where our listeners can find you. I know you've been on before, but tell us, for those who didn't see your last episode or your last couple appearances, tell us about yourself, where they can find you.
Yeah, so my name is Izzy Griffin. I primarily focus on like conspiracy in the music industry, mainly on like Patreon, honestly. Patreon.com/Izzy Griffin is my main place. And then I'm on YouTube, same handle at Izzy Griffin, and then same with Instagram. I kind of go over everything. My real focus is having fully sourced, citable sort of research backing everything I say. I think as, you know, conspiracies, quote unquote conspiracies grow and people start to see how right they constantly are, more people are kind of infiltrating the space and just saying things, which is like getting kind of troublesome, which is kind of something I want to talk about today. But yeah, like everything I say is research backed. I have sources with all of my documentation, and it's definitely starting to make waves in which people are upset about some of the things I say.
Welcome, dude. Welcome.
Yeah. So yeah, the main place is Patreon. I think that there's enough sort of gatekeeping with Patreon that it kind of keeps a lot of the insanity away. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I focus a lot on music, honestly, music and the occult and esotericism.
So I saw something the other day where someone, well, we've done it. 50% of the people say they don't believe it. They don't know what's real and what's fake or anything like that. You know, for me, it's like, I think it's great that everybody's paranoid. I think everyone should be questioning what is real and what's not real. I think we go back to the 80s. Everyone just deep-throated everything the elites told them. They just hook, line, and sinker. And I think that's why we got into the mess that we're in right now, because we trusted psychopaths. I think it's great that we're paranoid. I would rather society be a paranoid population that gets things occasionally wrong than fully accepting psychopaths at everything they say to us, like fully accepting what they're saying. I think it's a dangerous place to be. You're nice people, and you're dealing with absolute insane psychopaths. And to trust anything that comes out of their mouth is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm happy that we're paranoid. I'm happy that we don't trust the news. I'm happy that we don't trust politicians. I think, you know, shows like yours, shows like ours, shows like all the great guests we've had on have done a wonderful job of waking people up and that they question everything. And I think that's a much better place to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's like kind of you'd always say like everything is a conspiracy when you really break it down. And it really is. Like, it's so insane how even some of the more crazy, outlandish things have been true lately. You know, like, I feel like 10 years ago, everybody who was talking about Epstein on like the fringes of the internet on like 4chan and stuff were being called completely insane. That kind of turned over into COVID narratives. And, you know, everybody's talking about how everyone needs to be like forcibly vaccinated. And now everybody's backtracking on everything they thought about everyone. And now, you know, the most mainstream cookie cutter CNN watching people are like citing document numbers of the Epstein files. It's like really crazy.
I would just did Gerald Michael's podcast. He's out of Austin, Jared Michael. And he's like, at this point, like, if you told me a conspiracy, I go, it's possible. I go, Hitler was a Rothschild and viruses aren't real. He goes, I go, trust me on that. It's like, that's real shit. He's like, at this point, I got to believe it. You should believe it because it's true. It's 100% true. You know, so it's like the fact that people are open-minded to the possibilities that, you know, there are people conspiring, because that's really what a conspiracy is. People are conspiring against humanity, okay? That's it. That's all you got to know. And the biggest conspiracy out there is actually from the left, that that everyone is conspiring to be racist, everyone's conspiring to be homophobic, everyone's conspiring to be anti-Semitic, everyone's conspiring to be misogynist. That's the real conspiracy that isn't true. Right? I mean, like, what's on your internet is not real. Twitter is not real.
And then they're like funding the things they're claiming. So you have like they're paying, the SPLC is like funding the KKK. So it's like, this wouldn't even exist without you guys financing the entire thing.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy how many hate crimes are fake, right? How many supremacist groups are funded by the people saying they're fighting them. It's like it's crazy, and I'm sure you're into a lot of this. How much of music is absolutely 100% astroturfed bullshit?
Yeah, no, it's there's a term, it's called seeding. And I've talked about this on your show before, I believe, but it's like every single view, every single comment, it's all, there's a portion of it that is organic. And then there's a big portion of it, particularly with music, that's just like completely contrived and it's completely fake. Like there's this artist, his name is like Adam Killa. And he does these posts every day and they're like just cringy, like memes, right? And he did a video like literally yesterday because someone commented like, post about your actual music and stop like being a meme. And what he says is true. Is he says like, I'm an independent artist and me making memes is just what the music industry does anyways, just in a different way. Because everything is astroturfed. All of the interviews are bought and paid for. You could buy a cover of Rolling Stone magazine. Like everything within entertainment in particular is completely false and completely fabricated. And one of the things is like, we're talking about me coming to LA or whatever, that is like really kind of blown my mind is people like don't realize how fake all of the like clout and everything really is. Like there are people that I've met that are trying to like use me to social climb, and I don't know anybody. I'm just a podcaster, conspiracy guy on the internet.
Yeah.
So it's like the weirdest inversion thing where it's like, oh, nothing that these entertainment industry people have is organic. It's all bought and paid for. It's all fabricated and fake. And really, that's what the music industry is shifting towards. Is they're looking over at things like podcasting and kind of just like the truther community as an example. It's all, for the most part, organic. And the music industry is not organic. And so when you see things like the Drake Kendrick beef and, particularly what we're going to talk about today, which is like the death of Oliver Tree, that is all this massive, like psycho-spiritual warfare in terms of the authenticity and organicness of actual audiences. That's like what the whole thing is. Cause it's been fake forever since Tavistock and the Beatles and the Beach Boys. It's always been completely fake. And now we're getting to a point where the entertainment is actually coming from the ground up and from individuals on apps like TikTok and Instagram, and the whole system is being inverted, and the entertainment industry doesn't know what to do.
It's super interesting. Right now, there was a big court case that got thrown out because somebody was suing that all these people on Spotify, and I think Spotify is the one who wanted thrown out, are astroturfing their views. Like Kendrick Lamar, who everyone thought was a real one for a very long time, they took like 400 million listens off his account. And people don't realize this. Very long ago, and I would say anywhere from 8 to 10 years ago, Lady Gaga lost her YouTube channel because YouTube figured out she was buying clicks and views. And they took down her page. So it's all fake, and it's like fake it till you make it. It's like Dana Carvey said, you could put a bowl of dog shit literally on television, a bowl of dog shit. Put it on television enough, and you could tour that dog shit. Like people would buy like tickets to see the dog shit, right? And I used to say that about Joe Rogan's dog. Joe Rogan's dog has like 450,000 followers on Instagram. I would have to open for his dog on the road.
You mean Marshall? You mean Marshall?
Yeah, Marshall would headline, and I would have to do 30 to set him up as Joe plays catch with the dog.
You'd bury him, though, Sam.
Yeah, okay. I mean, they would forget about me the minute that dog walked out. They would be like, "Who? Sam? Who?" You know? It's complete and utter 100% bullshit. It's like, and I know you just moved to LA from where you were before, and you're gonna find out that like culture and art is dead in LA. It's dead, and everyone here it refuses to acknowledge it because they're so invested in the system from 2010 to 2010s that they all refuse to stop doing it because they've invested so much time and energy into that system that they will that they are like, no, it's still going. We're going to be politically correct. We're going to have all this fine print to our rules of comedy and music and television. And I'm watching Game of Thrones last night or House of Dragons. I'm not going to get into it, but again, a chick kicking everybody's ass, and it's just like, haven't we all agreed we're over this?
At least she's pretty butch.
Yeah, but
I think she might have been like a half a guy.
hermaphrodite,
something like that.
I don't know, but I mean, she's probably in roller derby or some shit like that. But the point is, like, I had a discussion with somebody, and they asked, "Do you live in LA?" And I'm like, "I'm thinking of moving to Austin." He was like, "Dude, everyone who moves to Austin becomes 70% not funny," and I was like, "Well, 70% less funny." I go, LA is culturally. It no longer pushes culture. It no longer pushes art. It's, when I moved here, it was fucking amazing. And no matter what New York City told you about LA was amazing. It's not that anymore. It's the exact opposite. There's too many people. LA is ODing on trust fund kids. There's too many rich kids here.
That's definitely the vibe I'm getting. And, I've only been here for a few months, and I'm really here because I'm like finishing this project, and I'll probably bounce out of here relatively quickly. But I was like doing some math. I could live out of state and travel here if I just hypothetically like once a week and stay weekends in a hotel, and I would save like a lot of money doing that compared to just living here full time. It makes absolutely no sense. Like the taxes are crazy. They increase the sales tax from like whatever it
10%.
is, like 9 point something to over 10%. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's absolutely insanity. And we didn't do it. The mail-in ballots got that over the top.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. It's just so much like fake stuff, and it's like you're saying, like the Nepo baby thing. Like, I've like met people who they don't really do anything, but they somehow have these like massive homes and are like very well off, and then you realize like, oh, your parents are super rich. Like that's what this is. Okay.
100%. They're very polished. My friend said this a long time ago. He goes, who runs Hollywood? Trust fund kids, private school kids. Like, I don't know if you saw this, W. Quam Bell. Have you heard of that guy? Quam.
Oh, you used to host that show on W. Kamal Bell, I think.
So, he was going off on Nate Bargatze, which pisses me off because Nate is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in your life. This is how great Nate is.
What do you have to say about him?
Well, because there was a picture of Nate at the White House UFC fight, and they're just going after these people like anyone gives a shit. And Bell is like this guy that just has a grift of playing the black-white thing. He's a race baiter.
Yeah. It's
right?
him and that other guy that used to be on Comedy Central also.
Do you know what the name of his special was? This is the greatest example of how all these trust fund kids are just cosplaying liberators. Do you know what the name of his last special was? Private School Negro. Like...
Yo,
like he's
wild.
He's trying to act like he just did something there. It's like, you just told us you're a fucking fraud, dude. You went to a private school. None of us went to private schools. We all went public education because our parents couldn't afford a private school. Like, what are you fucking talking about, dude? It's absolutely ridiculous. So, anyways, that was a little rant I wanted to go on. But before we get into what you want to talk about, I wanted to ask you. So I had a conversation with a good friend of mine yesterday, and he was talking about how he had this Father's Day planned, and it did not go the way he wanted to. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's how it goes. So I always say to him, I go, now imagine if you're the elites and you're trying to run the world, right? You couldn't even get your Father's Day plans to work the way you wanted to. What do you think is going to happen with the elites? So my question to you is, do you think it's inevitable, everything that they want to do? Or do you think that once you move, you can get to the top where it's a consolidation of psychopaths, like just absolute degenerate psychopaths. And then as it trickles down across the world, you start bringing in idiots and retards, and it just, the train goes off the tracks. What are your? Do you think it's inevitable, their plans?
So here's what I think. I personally think reality is quantum. And what I mean by that is I think we sort of create our own reality. Our subconscious creates everything around us. That being said, I personally believe that they have been able to look into the future and they see how everything ends. And I think what is inevitable is that good and truth and God and Christ wins. That's what I personally think. Because if you kind of look to the mid 2010s, when the conversation really started changing in terms of like, and I'm just talking about politics, because I think that there are different spheres, whether it's like the occult, politics, entertainment, pop culture, culture in general. I think all of those spheres are kind of different compartments of just the entirety that is reality. And I think that you started to see these conversations politically that started popping up with like, you know, white supremacy and these racists and all of these things that like nobody really saw and nobody was really experiencing. And they kind of like artificially created these conversations that are now sort of kind of coming to fruition, right? Through the internet and through repeating them. Now, the reason I said in the beginning is that we create our own reality and it's kind of quantum in this way is because they have created these, you know, aspects of reality through this repetition and through us viewing reality in this certain kind of way. So to answer your question, I think that no matter what they do, good always wins. And that is kind of them trying to have their own Father's Day the way they want to have it, but it will never go the way they want it to, because there are beings and, you know, call them angels, God, whatever your term is. There are higher dimensional beings that are, you know, interfering with what we are trying to interfere with, right? So it's kind of like, it's like a game of chess, right? Like if I move my pawn here, then you're going to move your bishop here. And then, but if I know you're going to move your bishop here, you're going to move your whatever, you know, rook here. And it's literally interdimensional chess with God. That's like what humans are trying to do, right? So, you know, like when it comes to, you know, people are like talking about like numerology and gematria, in particular with like Oliver Tree, and they don't really like know what the numbers mean, right? So it's like, okay, the Freemasons, right? Like the number 33, right? Like what was constantly being repeated with Oliver Tree was like, oh, he was almost 33 when he died, right? But nobody like understands what these numbers mean to the elites and to these Freemasons. And it is a system of communication, and it's a way for them to all kind of, you know, communicate things using symbols and all these things. But really what it is they're not altering things in the third dimension, right? The ceremonial magic that Freemasons do, or that people like Aleister Crowley and the Thelemites, when they do their ceremonial magic and they do these rituals, those rituals are affecting the higher dimensions, right? So the fourth dimension is time. The fifth dimension, in my opinion, is like symbols, right? So they're using the third dimension and this magic and these ceremonies to affect higher dimensions, which in turn affects the third dimension, right? It reverberates back. And so, yeah, that's my answer. I think that good will inevitably
I see it in my
win.
life,
It has to.
dude. How many friends have you had that just have bad energy or bad intentions, and they eventually all go away? They just all go away. They all go away. All these people in your life that are fucking nasty, backstabbing, whatever. It's probably not personal. They're probably doing it to everybody. And I'm just telling everybody listening, these people all go away. They never last forever. Yeah, Dick Cheney lived to a ripe old age and whatever, but look at his kids. They're all fucked up. I mean, it just, there's repercussions and there's karma in many different forms. So, yeah, I just wanted to ask you that because it just, in my life, I just think that it all comes out in the wash.
Can I ask you? So when you say that, it sounds a little to me like the argument that we've heard for years that, like, well, how could they possibly keep a secret that big with some, you know what I mean? Like, if they're like the JFK thing, for instance.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that?
Well, my opinion is that it's time, right? Like what happened in the 60s, they could get away with that way easier because they controlled all the information.
Totally.
And, it's like...
Internet's changed the game.
Tinfoil Hat's Tino Sanchez. You know Tino Sanchez?
Heard of him.
He has a theory that maybe the internet is doing exactly what they want, which is divide and conquer. There is an argument for that. But I also think every day by day, more people come to our side. Very rarely, unless there's a paycheck involved, do you go to the other side.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's such a good point. Yeah, you're not like, whoa, I've seen the light. I believe the government. It just never happens.
You could have people who said one thing and then suddenly they're saying another thing, but I think there's a game being played there. But the people who just totally do a 180... Right?
Yeah, nobody ever goes the other way.
So there's a game that gets played. But I think due to whatever the internet is and whatever they thought it was going to be, I think more and more people come to our side.
That's why they call it the red pill. Every now and then you get the one guy that likes steak, but other than that.
Yeah.
Well, I think too, like, and you can see this within pop culture, like with the way music is going, just as an example, is authenticity has a certain frequency. The truth resonates in a certain way. And I think that particularly as we're moving into this new astrological age, right? Like the age of Aquarius and stuff, people can tell when something is real and when something is not real. Like it's just completely different. The truth resonates. And I think that that's what we're going through right now is a massive shift in that sort of like unveiling of just the truth in general.
Guys, listen, man, the older you get, the more your body changes. And if you're a man, hair loss is a big deal. And guess what? There's hope, and it's called Hims. Let me tell you about Hims. When thinning starts, it's not just your hair that takes a hit. It can change how you feel day in and day out. Hims makes it simple to take control of hair
goals first. Find the right hair regrowth treatment for you with flexible subscription options, access to 24/7 provider support, and once-a-day treatment options that fit your daily routine. Hims is there to get you back to your old self with simple 100% online access to trusted treatments for real health concerns all in one place.
Hims is actually a real game changer. Johnny's going to put a picture of me. I'm not lying. I was losing hair. The hat wasn't doing no justice. And I just bought the topical, used it literally like how I brush my teeth in the morning and at night, a little spray right before bed. I couldn't believe it. My girlfriend was like, I don't want to hype you up, but your hair is looking a little better. And I didn't want to see a picture. I looked at it, and I was so impressed. I sent it to Dana, and I just want to thank him because, honestly, I was going to be like,
he went from a crop circle to a full forest. For simple online access to personal and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/tinfoilhat. That's hims.com/tinfoilhat for your free online visit. hims.com/tinfoilhat.
Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety info. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride.
Guys, listen, man, running a business is hard, and it takes a total team effort. And if you miss one call, you're missing on business action, okay? And this show's all about that action. Business, okay? That's why I want to tell you about our good friends at Quo. Let's fucking Quo. Guys, getting your business organized is one of the most important things and one of the hardest things. If your business is still running like a game of telephone going wrong, okay, scattered messages, missed calls, who's handling this? It's time to fix that. A modern comm system is like handing your business a GPS instead of a treasure map drawn by a toddler. Everyone stays aligned, nothing falls through the cracks, and at some point you just say, all right, let's fucking Quo. And that's why today's episode is brought to you by Quo. Quo, the smarter way to run your business.
Quo is the #1 rated business phone system on G2 with over 3,000 reviews. Built for how modern teams work. That's why more than 90,000 businesses, from solo operators to growing teams, rely on Quo to stay connected, professional, and consistently reachable. Quo works wherever you are, right from an app on your phone or from your computer, unless you keep your existing number. You can add new numbers or teammates in minutes, sync your CRM, and rely on seamless routing and call flows as your business scales. Your entire team can handle calls and texts from one shared number. No more missed messages or disconnected conversations. Everyone sees the full thread, making replies faster and customers feel genuinely cared for. Quo isn't just a phone system, though. It's a smart system. Quo has AI that automatically logs calls, generates summaries of those calls, and highlights next steps so nothing gets lost. It can even qualify leads and respond after hours, ensuring your business stays responsive even when you're finally offline. And it's easy. Calls, texts, voicemails, transcripts, and contact details all live in one clean view. With full context at your fingertips, your team communicates faster, stays aligned, and delivers a more personal experience.
Make this time where no opportunity and no customer slips away. Try Quo for free, plus get 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/tinfoil. That is QUO.com/tinfoil. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers, and we thank them for sponsoring the show. I've been telling friends of mine about, it's like that. I'm like, hey, you got to try this on there, do this. And I go, what you want to become is a lighthouse in a sea of shit. You really want to become a lighthouse. And people that used to be the news to people. And then they deregulated the news. And now we're in the place we are now. And it's just like, that's why podcasting has stepped into that. Because it's right to consumer. There's not a lot of suits involved. Yeah, you got your ad agencies and all that stuff. But again, and you can ask these guys, we've had one person pull out of an ad because it had Alex Jones in it. And we're talking 1,001 episodes we've put out. And we've had one person ask, can we not be on the edgier shit? But they've never told us we couldn't do the edgier shit. So it's like, that's why people are resonating with podcasts, because there's nothing phony about it. There are phony podcasts, but you can find real ones out there, and people are looking for the truth. And there's more people looking for the truth now than ever. I mean, more than ever, dude. If the elites were winning, we'd all have barcodes on our head. We'd be getting a booster every week.
Yeah.
We'd be living in a 15-minute city. Like they make incremental steps. But I think humanity will only go so far, right? It's like, okay, we love the gays. Yay, I have gay friends. Yay, we love gays. Oh, let's have trans read to kids. Okay, nope, that's a step too far. We don't need a dude dressed like a truck stop hooker reading Winnie the Pooh to kindergartners.
And it's obvious to most. I mean, those kinds of things are just obvious.
Yeah, we're like, too much. You want to go do weird shit with your friends at your house? Go have a good time, But stay away from the kids, because it's all subversion. And we all know sexual trauma in many different forms, whether it's physical or mental, spiritually, is traumatizing the kids. I would be one of those people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's my life up. So I've had to really untangle all this shit in my life, and it's a process. But I think we're winning. It just on a personal level, people around you that treat people like shit, lie, cheat, and steal, they all go away. And then why would the elites? Why would Klaus Schwab be bigger than the rules of the universe, which is love and helping others? Why would he be allowed to operate in a way the rest of us aren't? I don't care how much money you have. Anyway, so I wanted to talk to you about that. So we've been talking about a lot. Everyone's been talking about a lot. Some people didn't know him. I thought he was a great artist. I wish I would have got more into him when he was alive, and we'll get into that whole thing. But, you know, Oliver Tree, very interesting guy, great artist, somewhat of a troll. Love to fuck with people. And, you know, so where do you want to start with it? Because I know you want to come on and talk about it, and I'm very excited to hear what you've learned.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different aspects of it, and I think talking about it in terms of kind of like what is happening in relation to the industry is like a great way to look at this, right? Because a lot of people, kind of like I said, are trying to do this like numerology, and the number, 666 is appearing when we do the gematria calculations for the word olive tree, which is related to the name Oliver Tree. And it's like all of these like really crazy abstractifications, which, as I'm going to kind of give my spiel, will, those things are, true, and there are good things about that. But I think with so many people becoming interested in conspiracy and therefore esotericism and hidden truths and different hidden types of spirituality, etc., people kind of start getting really excited when they learn that there are different parts of reality that they haven't been taught about yet, or that they don't know about yet. So they kind of start prescribing things like numerology and gematria in ways in which they don't really understand what is really happening. And I think Oliver Tree is kind of a really, the Tree situation, not him in particular, is a really good example of this and what's kind of going on in a broader scale, right? Because while all of those things are happening, and the numerology is what it is, and the gematria is what it is, right? Just like example, Oliver Tree died 333 weeks after Kobe Bryant died in his helicopter crash in the same exact way.
That is crazy, right? Though. That is crazy.
Now, keep that number in mind, 333. It'll all tie together at the very end. So that's a very important number, right? But there's all these little things just like that, right? Another example, Oliver Tree, he died with another YouTuber, and the YouTuber filmed a video where he gets hit on the hood of a car, and there's 614, like a little sticker on the hood of this taxi cab. And, Oliver Tree did these videos where, he's a helicopter pilot or an airplane pilot. And then there's these videos of him like spinning around with his arms out, like he's atop, like a helicopter blade would. And there's all these like really interesting, strange kind of coincidences, quote unquote coincidences, right? But then if you just like don't look that deep, you just go to his Instagram, he has videos, he has a 4 video series, and it was supposed to be 5. One of them didn't get released because he obviously passed away, where he's literally talking about Pizzagate, and it's a children's series where he is expressing to kids to stay away from the pizza man. Like, these are on his Instagram, where he is, what's interesting as well is it's in Spanish. So he's like speaking Spanish to these children, and there's a character in it who has a giant like slice of pizza on his head that is literally Pizza Man, who literally steals children and abuses them. Like, that's on his Instagram.
It's crazy,
so it's like,
dude.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, sure, all the gematria and the numerology stuff is there, but he also just got out of a record deal with Atlantic Records, so he's an independent artist. So he's in control of all of his own stuff, and he's also talking about Pizzagate. So it's like, we don't really have to go that deep to like think about why certain things might have turned out the way they did, He seemed
consumed with death. When you go back and watch a lot of his stuff, the video Hurt, at the end, he falls from the sky and hits a parked car, which is exactly how he died, which is falling his helicopter. And the helicopter crash is like really fucking weird. It doesn't really even make any sense why they hit each other.
I thought when I first heard about it, I thought it was like a music stunt. Him trying to do like a music video, because what's the chances like 2 helicopters?
There,
yeah, so it's like, what are the chances of 2 helicopters going to it, and then you find out he's done with Atlantic Records. So you're like, maybe something there going on.
Yeah, and like what's also interesting too is he released a video discussing his time at Atlantic Records ending. Right now, Atlantic Records in particular is a very important label within today's sort of like zeitgeist in terms of the music industry, because really the two giants, and there's three, but really two of them are Universal and Atlantic. Now, Universal is headed by Lucian Grange, and his son runs Atlantic, and Atlantic is ran by Elliot Grange. Now, Atlantic has been making waves in the last few years because they're using a lot of like data and analytics and kind of these things like AI to really advance what the music industry is. And what you're seeing, you know, I've always said that the Drake-Kendrick beef is much bigger than just like a rap beef. Drake represents something called monoculture, right? So like in the 50s and 60s, you had like Elvis, right? Then you had Michael Jackson, and everything was from the top down. It was from Hollywood and the entertainment industry down to the consumer, right? From television and from radio, there was only so many avenues of access to entertainment.
Yes.
Then you have Drake, right? So Drake is kind of like the Michael Jackson of the 2010s. And he represented monoculture in the internet age. But what happens when Kendrick comes along is there's a shift. Now, I did a whole video on this where I explain it really in depth. But basically, even if you look at like politics and you look at pop culture in general, right? You have things like in 2016, Drake was like the biggest artist on the planet. Everybody's participating in Pokemon Go. Everybody's into these ideas of globalization. My point is everybody is on the internet, but they're all doing the same things. They're all consuming the same things, right? Now, Kendrick really starts blowing up even more once the sort of Trump gets in office and this sort of like populism ideas start to kind of circulate. Now, Kendrick really represents the West Coast in California. So there's this sort of like hyper-locality aspect to it that's kind of disrupting this like monoculture, globalization kind of thing, right? And the Drake-Kendrick beef basically creates the space for people to realize these big, massive stars like Drake it's over. That stuff is done. If you look at the people winning the Grammys every year, it's all artists that are brand new that no one knows. No one knows who these people are. And it's just, you know, a different person in every single category, every single year. Yeah. And that is a reflection of what was started with Kendrick Lamar, right? This is going to continue, and this fractalization is going to continue because what we saw when everybody was on the internet doing the same things and participating in this internet monoculture, the algorithm has shifted, and now everybody is in their own super hyper localized, super fractalized, hyper niche internet environments, right? And so that is what the industry understands, and that's what it's kind of focusing on. And what you had happen was Oliver Tree went from being a part of Atlantic, which is really focused on that aspect of the industry, this like more hyper local aspect, and he had that knowledge, and then he was going independent, right? Now, as an independent artist, to sell out a world tour like he was attempting to do is really, really crazy, and it's really ambitious. And the thing that's even crazier about that is it was actually working, which is something Atlantic did not like at all, because he comes in with this video and he's discussing his problems with Atlantic. And one thing I noticed with Oliver Tree is there's always a lot of symbolism. And whether it's intentional or not, I don't know. But I do know one thing, like you kind of said earlier, like, is Klaus Schwab above the laws of the universe? No, he's not. And nobody is. And the universe is going to operate how the universe operates. And symbolism will always reverberate and will always come across, because symbolism is literally the fifth dimension reverberating in our reality, right? But in this video where he's addressing Atlantic Records and the issues, he has on Kiss, he's wearing like Gene Simmons makeup,
Yes,
right?
yes, I've
Now,
seen the video.
this is particularly interesting because the person who managed Kiss and who ran the entertainment agency that Kiss was involved in is somebody named Doc McGee and McGee Entertainment. Now, Doc McGee was arrested in 1982 for the largest drug bust of marijuana ever at the time. He was trafficking 40,000 pounds of drugs. Now, why is this? Like, what's the importance of this, right? Why am I bringing all of this stuff up? Because Oliver Tree was in Brazil. He was spending a ton of time in Central America. And I personally think he was signaling that he knew that drug trafficking was happening, human trafficking is happening in the music industry. The music industry, and I've been saying this since I began doing this because my father told me about this when he was signed to Geffen Records in the 90s. The music industry is a front for human trafficking and for drug trafficking. That's what it is. When you have somebody who is affiliated with these labels going independent and he's, making videos talking about Pizzagate and warning kids in Spanish, which is where they're getting a ton of these kids with human trafficking, 450,000 children missing from the Biden administration trafficked into the United States, right? And you have him doing these allusions to Kiss with the makeup and all of these other things. You have like Bad Bunny from Puerto Rico, who his, manager who funded him was involved with narco terrorism, and Hugo Chavez. And it's just all of this trafficking and all these things are a massive underbelly of the entertainment industry. And I think that they knew Oliver Tree knew that, and Oliver Tree was absolutely signaling about it. And he's a wild card. Like, he might just come out and actually say some things that they don't like. So,
that is super interesting, dude. When you talked about it's a front for human trafficking, the one chick in the Pussycat Dolls came out and said we were basically a bunch of escorts.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about how big the Pussycat Dolls were, and the illusion that you talk about that came with the Pussycat Dolls. Like, they were everywhere. And then the chick goes off on her own and she can't sell one record. And then we can get into real quick, like Lizzo and what's happening with Lizzo now. Like, I people are like, how do you know all this? Because it's just in my Twitter feed. But Lizzo goes kind of on this journey where she's like the queen of the fats for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And then it turns out that she's like making her dancers who are also fat do like crazy stuff, like go down on strippers and all this shit. So that you got this kind of negative energy around her. And then she comes out as thin. She lost all this weight.
She comes out as thin, yeah.
And then she's on the roast and she's laughing at all the jokes. And now you got like the black community really upset that like anyone on that panel is okay with the jokes being done. And then her album comes out and she sells 3,000 albums.
It's crazy, bro.
Really?
Now I don't know the last time I bought an album. So, I mean, I'm 53, so I'm not really...
Well, I think they count like streams, though, into that now.
No,
that
but
number.
they're two separate things. They're no albums sold and then streams, and she didn't get 1 million streams.
How do you even... What is buying an album
I don't
even mean?
I don't even know, dude. But they were talking about how she didn't even show up in the top 200 with her new album drop.
3,000. Yeah, I looked it up. It's 2,649 pure copies sold.
I don't know. So like... Now the movie industry, they'll guarantee you X number of dollars in DVD sales. Like, there's people still buying DVDs because I think people want something physical to hold,
Well,
right?
this says album sales are now calculated using the album equivalent units, AEUs. Instead of just counting physical purchases, the industry combines traditional sales, track downloads, and streams to reflect total consumption. If that's true, it's even worse for her. Because that means people, not only are they not buying it, they're not even listening to it.
But it's weird because they then have a separate number of listens.
Yeah, well, I think album equivalent units must be like where they combine all of it to make it like an album equivalent, and then the other is just raw streams. Like,
Do you
But
think
that's-
it's because she? I mean, weird because she lost weight. I mean,
Well,
do you
Rolling
think
Stone
her
had this
fat
crazy
friends,
headline. I retweeted this headline. I was like,
Fat fans don't like it anymore.
well, Rolling Stone was like, was she betrayed? Oh, here it is. Lizzo's album sold it went away from me, 3,000 copies. And then the question they ask is, was she betrayed by her fan base? Was the like of course she
Like her
blamed-
fan base owes her anything.
Yeah, exactly.
See, this is what like I think, right? When I hear this, like my father has told me stories about, I don't want to like name them. I maybe, I don't know, but like artists who would have literal like storage units full of their own albums in the 90s. They would just go out and buy thousands of their own copies. It's completely fake. So what I think probably happened is Lizzo was a mouthpiece and she was saying the things that they wanted her to say to promote an unhealthy lifestyle and being a fat ass. And then she kind of got skinny and she stopped doing that. And now she's not saying the things and doing the things that they want her to do. So what's happening is they get ahead of the narrative by reframing it immediately and going, oh, look, her fans betrayed her because now she doesn't like fat people or whatever it is. Right? Like every single accusation, it's not like 95%. Every single accusation is projection, all of it. It's all projection. That is them basically signaling to her and telling her, you stop doing what, you were supposed to do. And so now we're not gonna, you think that they would report those numbers, and have them be that low? They can say the numbers are whatever they want them to be. You know what I mean? They're reporting those to show, yeah, your fan base betrayed you. This is kind of what happens. That's personally how I see it.
I think that's super interesting, dude. Hey guys, listen, if there's one thing I know about the Swarm, and that is they work hard. Really hard, okay? So let me ask you, why should you have to wait to get your check? Why can't you get the money you've already earned? Well, that's where our good friends at Earnin come in. Let me tell you about Earnin. Waiting is disrespectful. If waiting was a person, I'd block them. Earnin is an app, not a bank, that gives you access to money you've already earned. Up to $150 a day, up to $1,000 between checks. Tips are optional. And standard transfers take like 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers start at $3.99 and cap at $5.99. 5 million people are already using it. Time just feels different when you're not waiting around to make moves. What's really pisses me off? You ever had like, hey, I got to pull my money from this website or that website? They're like, we'll deposit in 3 to 5 days. Why do I got to wait 3 to 5 days? Why can't you put that cash in my account now? Give me my money, man. I'm so sick and tired of that. And I'm just looking, did it deposit? Earnin says enough of that. You got the money, we give you the money. I love that. Thank you guys for doing that. Download Earnin on the App Store or Google Play. Spelled like earning money without the G. Type in Tinfoil Hat under podcast when you sign up. It will really help the show.
Earnin is a financial technology company, not a bank. Access limits are based on your earnings and risk factors. Standard cash outs take 1 to 2 business days with no mandatory fees. Expedited transfers for a fee. Tips are voluntary and don't affect service. Available in select states. Terms and restrictions apply. Visit earnin.com for full details.
Guys, listen. The only thing you have in life is your health. And that's why you got constantly be making sure you're living the healthiest life you possibly can. And that's why I want to tell you about our good friends at Superpower, all right? It's a great gift you can give someone, and that's the gift of health. Superpower, they basically believe humans could live 100 years if they took care of their bodies right, dude. That's why we all have that potential in us for sure. You just need to get the right help, okay? In the future, you're just going to be laughing about how ridiculous healthcare was in the back in the day. Superpower is going to change the way you deal with your health, okay? And they're the best at it, right?
Yeah, Superpower will send a licensed professional to your home, or you can visit a nearby lab. It's one simple blood draw with more than 100 biomarkers, which is way more than what you usually get, and it's a way to unlock a real understanding of your body. Their app includes detailed info on your heart, liver, thyroid, hormones, metabolism, vitamin and mineral levels, and even environmental toxins. So from disease prevention to treating that annoying brain fog, or simply optimizing your gym game, Superpower is the most comprehensive and advanced system out there. Superpower doesn't just give you a one-time snapshot, though. That's the thing about Superpower. It tracks your results over your lifetime. Each test is another data point, builds on the last, so you can actually see progress year after year instead of just starting over every January. Superpower used to cost $499, but right now it's just $199 for the full experience. That's more affordable than anything else out there. Other testing services charge $500, $1,000, sometimes even more for similar or fewer test results. Know what your numbers are with Superpower.
Make this the year you stop guessing about your health with Superpower. Not only did Superpower reduce the price to just $199, but for a limited time, our listeners get an additional $20 off with code TINFOIL. All right? Head to Superpower, just like it sounds, spelled just like it sounds, .com and use the code TINFOIL at checkout for $20 off membership. After you sign up, they'll ask you how you heard about them. So make sure to mention this podcast to support the show, and we thank them for sponsoring the show. Real quick, I want to have an important conversation with you, and that's about life insurance. You know, people don't want to talk about, but it's very important, okay? Especially if you have kids. You want to take care of your children. If you're a dad or a mom and you're taking care of your kids financially and something unfortunately happens to you, who's going to take care of your kids? And that's why I want to tell you about our good friends at Ethos, okay? Ethos makes getting life insurance fast and easy, 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. There's no medical exams. You just answer a few simple health questions. You can get up to $3 million in coverage, okay? Some policies are as low as $30 a month. Ethos has a 4.8 of 5-star on Trustpilot and over 3,000 reviews. So here's what we need you to do. Help protect your family with life insurance through Ethos. Get your instant free quote at ethos.com/tinfoil. That is ethos.com/tinfoil. Application times and rates may vary, and we thank them for sponsoring the show. I think that's it's the old thing. It's like you see it with rappers all the time. Like, rappers seem to be, to the music industry, the most disposable. And I'm not saying anything negative about them as people, but I mean, no one gets assassinated more than rappers. Like if any other genre got assassinated at the level that rappers got assassinated, if country music had that many people would lose their fucking minds, dude.
Merle Haggard gunned down in the streets.
Yeah, right. I mean, and
the Willie Nelson beef continues.
They were the real gangbangers back in the day. The outlaw, they were all legit criminals, dude. Yeah. But if you saw them pop, you know, Lady Gaga taken down, like, you know, Kendrick Lamar taken down. Well, he's a rapper, but you go into Katy Perry, Imagine Dragons. Like, if any of this happened to any of these people, I like Imagine Dragons. Okay. You know, it's like, listen, dude, I have a Whopper once in a while. Okay, so the point is like, if that happened to any of them, people would lose their fucking minds. Yeah. But rappers, everyone just keeps moving on. I mean, every day there's a new rapper shot.
Well, it also, like, it becomes two things, right? Like, in the Lizzo case, excuse me, she then becomes a write-off for the label. So that's the other thing, is like, a lot of artists are just write-off fodder for the label, and they're used for tax incentive purposes. But, you know, the other thing is like, with the disposability of these people, it's like, when they're gone, just like with Oliver Tree, everyone's going to listen to Oliver Tree's hits that he made while he was on Atlantic. So sure, he just released an album as an indie artist. People couldn't name 5 songs on that album, but they can tell you about the TikTok hit in 2018 and Alien Boy EP and all of these things. So when they become disposable, it really makes their stock go up because everyone listens to the hits. Everyone listens to the massive songs, right? Like, it's kind of like with the Drake situation and like the Drake Kendrick beef. Like, Drake drops his album Iceman and he uses the Michael Jackson glove as the cover of the album, right? And he's doing the 6 in the Michael Jackson glove. And it's this big allusion to I'm the new Michael Jackson. I'm the new king of monoculture, blah, 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 right? And then his album comes out, and then a week later, the Michael Jackson movie comes out, and Michael Jackson beats Drake in the charts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like these hits are listened to when it's appropriate for them to be listened to by the consumer. They're going to listen to it, and then the people, Michael Jackson's gone. You know what I mean? His hits are still being played. Same with Oliver Tree. Same with every dead disposable rapper. Those hits are there. The labels are always going to be making money off of those.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've said this before. In 20 years, Joe Rogan's the biggest show. In 20 years, I don't know who will be talking about it. It's just, look at Johnny Carson, right? And it's nothing against Joe. I love Joe. I'm blessed with the kindness he's shown me, but it's just the nature of the beast. Someone will come in, step into that void, and they'll be talking about that.
Well, also, Carson's in a format that is not going to exist probably. And do you think there'll be any late night shows in a decade? I don't.
No,
I think they'll all be gone.
but still,
do you think podcasting is what I'm going to ask you? Like, do you think podcasting will endure, or do you think there'll be some new evolution of it?
Well, I think it's moving into streamers,
live streaming,
and I also think that because attention spans are getting so short, that it's starting to move into 10 minutes, explain you to everything in 10 minutes, which is like what we love. Like, how many people actually read the article, and how many people just read the title of the article and just assume they know all the rest of the info?
Yeah.
But back to the Joe Rogan thing. Joe Rogan will always be in pop culture. They'll speak about him for a very long time. But the only thing that'll be around in 20 years, 50 years, 100 years, hand to God, is Michael Jackson. I went to the Michael Jackson movie, and it was all kids in the crowd.
It's funny. People love that movie, and the critics just ravaged it. They hated it, and it was epic, huge. Because, the idea was that it kind of, to use maybe a poor choice of words, whitewashed his history,
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but then you had Netflix do the whole opposite.
Yeah,
it's just like Netflix was waiting for it.
But I don't.
What did they do? What do you mean? They have a documentary or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they came out with all the shadiness.
It smears
and
them
it's
like
super creepy, dude. Like, this guy's doing a big doc on him, and he's about to ask him the hard hitting questions, and somehow Michael Jackson figures it out. So the day they're supposed to do the interview with the hard hitting question, Michael brings a kid to the interview, and has the kid tell him how much Michael Jackson's helped him. Tell him how much I've helped you. Tell him all the things I've done for you. And you're like, dude.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. But you're 100% correct about it. I've seen it in comedy, dude, where there's a comic, and I'm not going to say their name, but they've gotten all the specials, had shows, and then they try to do a podcast, and no one listens to it. I call those system entertainers. It's kind of like from football, system quarterback, where the quarterback can really thrive in the right system. And that's,
you think it's legit though? Like, when you're saying that, are you saying it's legit success, or is it
what?
Well, or is it AstroTurf? That's what I'm saying. Like
it's if you're put in front of the people all the time, right? You're going to resonate with them.
You learn that in psychology.
But the minute you go off on your own and they see what you're really like, because so much of podcasting is authenticity and being able to connect with people. Yeah. And if you're not that person, it just...
It's why payola was a good investment for artists, because if you hear them enough, it eventually kind of becomes... interesting.
100%, dude. It's what happened to heavy metal, right?
Yeah.
Once they decide, nope, we're not playing you anymore, the genre died.
Gone.
Now it's kind of changed, but yeah, I mean, it's such a mind fuck, dude. And like, if you don't get that initial push, you're just done. And like, so I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I was telling him that if you want to find, I have this really weird thing with when it comes to stand-up comedy, and it's like, you want to know who the really funny people are? The people who could, if they woke up the next day looking completely different, would they still have a career? And there's so many people that that would never happen. They would die on the fucking vine. You know, it's all psychological, crazy ass bullshit. But going back to Oliver Tree, you know, it's just like, I just watched this video on him on doom scrolling. They were talking about like when he was just a regular guy doing his music, no one listened. It wasn't until he put on the crazy wigs and did all that people started like paying attention to him. So again, it becomes not about the art, but the presentation.
Yeah, he had to become a character. He had to like become this persona of Oliver Tree, which is really like, it's kind of sad because it shows that's what you have to do in order to stick out within, you know, contemporary pop culture, especially, right? It kind of furthers this narrative that I'm kind of building, that culture is now from the bottom up, right? All of our algorithms are perfectly tweaked and perfectly, you know, catered to us as individuals. And when something makes its way into our algorithm that is, you know, slightly different and stands out, we're able to see it, and it kind of resonates in a different way, right? And I think the thing with Oliver Tree that is kind of interesting is he was still he did this character, but he was able to put just enough of himself and this kind of authenticity behind it that it not only stuck out, but it also resonated along kind of truth frequency that we're talking about. And I think that that's kind of why he was able to tie in some of the things that he talked about in the way he did, because it was very satirical, right? Like it was very over the top and very funny and very truth nuggets that were kind of put in there along the way, right? Like with his last album that he just did, the independent one, he did like a documentary on Antarctica to accompany it. And like for a lot of it, he's talking about flat earth and how, you know, he's like highlighting these big massive caves that are going under the ice wall. Yeah. And it's kind of like, he's obviously being funny and being a troll, but like, he's kind of not, you know, like, is he really alluding to, you know, Hyperborea down there? Like, what is he talking about?
It's funny that actual segment, we played that on Broken Sim, and it got the video taken down for something.
Isn't that weird?
That's very weird.
So we played that part of that video on Broken Sim, and they said we were cyberbullying.
Yeah, well, it was a copyright? Or making light of the death of somebody, that kind of thing. But we just played it. We weren't even like making fun. We just talked about it with like, do you think he's serious there? And apparently he like misrepresented that trip. Like he was there for 300 days and he was like on a luxury tour like of a week or a weekend or something like that. But I wonder if, strange. You know, because, you know, Izzy's talking about he's highlighting human trafficking in music, in the music industry. I wonder if they liked him showing those fucking tunnels in Antarctica. Like that was Go on.
No, yeah, you're onto something there. Like, is that what they're trying to do? Are they trying to, you know, throw in some like rabbit holes that are kind of false? And that's something I've been seeing pop up a lot lately too. It's like false rabbit holes, kind of like a little bullshit here and there. And that's the big question that a lot of this stuff raises for me personally.
But like, how do you fake tunnels like that?
Well, I mean, I don't know what Antarctica is supposed to, you know, like maybe it's just ice melt or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to see somebody go in there.
Do you? Because you'll never see them again.
Like, you know, I'll
do you want to send XG? Be like, hey, dude, thanks for coming on the show.
I already drove to Texas. I ain't driving anywhere else. We're flying.
But like seeing those tunnels and how they look, I'm like, I don't know if they want him showing that to everybody.
I would love somebody just get a drone and go check it out, man. Like,
Oh my god.
They did look like pretty, like you could definitely fit some ships in there. It like definitely looked
they
like
were
that.
huge. Yeah, huge tunnels.
And is he highlighting something they don't want to know? Like, that's the whole thing. Like, if they blow you up, they do not like you going off reservation.
They own you.
Well, and I think too, them taking your video down is like that's when you know you're hitting on some kind of nerve, right? Like I've had one thing in particular that was like 100%, not even like copyright strike. I had someone use a lawyer to contact YouTube to have something from my channel removed entirely.
Oh, really?
And that was like, oh, I'm definitely right then. Like I'm 100% right with this.
You're so true. So, like this show in December will be 10 years old. I think it's December 16th is the 10-year anniversary.
That's
it's either
crazy.
December 13th or December 16th. I got to look it up. Is the 10-year anniversary of Tinfoil Hat. And, so we've been on a journey, especially through YouTube. The amount of suppression on YouTube is absolutely insanity. When we used to get hundreds of thousands of views, now we're begging to get 10,000, right? Begging. But it was funny because you guys remember they had this weird thing where like YouTube is like, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about this, and you can't talk about this. It was like, Holocaust denial, I think was one. Then the next two were weird, holistic remedies.
Yeah.
And then the last one was flat earth. And you're like,
Yeah.
why is that in there? And there's a lot of people think the flat earth movement is a psyop. I think they're onto something. It's just, are there people in there and we'll get into that maybe aren't authentic to who they're presenting themselves to? For sure. I don't know if it's flat or round. I don't think it's a ball. I think it's something that we don't even understand. But for them to be like, you can't talk about this, it's like really weird to me. And it could be a psyop either way. It could be, hey, we don't want them to talk about how there's a flat earth because that means there's a God and a creator. Or it could be like, let's act like we don't want them looking at this so that they go look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the game there? But it's definitely weird. So if he's talking about flat earth, like that to me is like, why are they so upset about that video? It's crazy. Of all the shit we talk about, that gets us like a strike.
It was getting views though. When Flat Earth, when that started, it was a push. And I don't know if they felt that they had to they really thought people were getting dumb. Because that's what I remember. Like, we got to stop it because it's really dumbing down people. And people are really believing that.
I love you to pieces.
No.
You think that the elites are concerned about us getting too dumb?
I just remember telling people, I'm like, then why would they ban it? It's because people are really getting dumb and believing you guys, which was the reason on them throttling it. Not that I believe. If you want to watch and you believe it, that's fine. But that was the logic of we have to stop it because it's really making people believe that Earth is flat.
It's interesting, dude.
The proof that it was the YouTube thing is just suppression too. Is that the audio numbers are the same, the video as well. You know what I mean? Like if our audience had changed or somehow the quality or maybe we had just burned out like the topics, the audio numbers would be in massive decline. They'd be like 10x down too, but they're not. The audio numbers are
you're
better,
totally right, dude.
But,
and then all these new people coming in doing the same thing, getting huge numbers.
Yeah, it's just, your channel is.
Yeah, that's the thing that's it doesn't make sense. Like I really wonder what my true numbers would be without any suppression. Because like on Instagram in particular, I was so suppressed on Instagram at one point that people if you tried to follow me, you would get a warning. It would send you a push notification. It'd be like, are you sure you want to follow this person? They are dangerous or something. It was like really weird. So my YouTube too, like I break through shadow bans and like I'll have a video that gets 150,000 views and then another one, it gets like 2,000. It's like, it makes absolutely no sense.
You're 100% correct, dude. There was a time recently I was getting 10 million views on Instagram in a 30-day process, I'm down to 3 million. You know, it's like to throttle me 77 million views and not let me be seen. And then what they let be seen is absolute insanity, dude. Like
it's the dregs. I mean, just
well, it's like, why isn't anyone going to comedy clubs? Because what they're seeing on the internet is a hot bag of dog shit. But this dog shit you can't tour.
I worry about the generation of comedians and artists that come out of this era of shit. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
no, it's crap.
What kind of people are going to come out of this, right?
Because what these young artists are doing is not for the audience in the room. It's for the audience on Instagram.
Often there is no audience in the room. Yeah. It's like,
well, yeah. I mean, like, why would you do? They're trying to kill the jester. That's it. They're like, look at Izzy. Izzy gets a bunch of views and then all of a sudden he gets no views because he's a jester. He's calling truth to power. They hate that shit. What do they love? Fucking fight videos, chicks seeing how close to their butthole they can get the camera. And it's like, it's not even like the women that are like, I saw a chick get 2 million views on a video. I go, what are we watching here?
No. Okay, she got 2 million views, and then you click on her profile, and then no followers. Then why is she getting promoted if no one's following her shit? Obviously, it's not good enough.
Because it's lowbrow, low vibrational shit. These women, I mean, how hard women have just fucking hurled into just shaking their ass and tits on the Instagram. It's like unbelievable to me. Like, and they cry about misogyny. You're like, you're the one pushing it, dude. What are we talking about? You're chasing clicks and views, man.
It's crazy how I've been seeing like a lot of like women enter kind of like the esoteric and then like conspiracy, even some of the like really, really far right wing kind of spaces. And it's weird because it's like, oh, you're using like Nazi propaganda to get people to go to your OnlyFans. And the thing is I did a video on this.
I did that. I saw that. Pole dancing, like, throwing up a Heil Hitler. Did you see that one? She's like she's pole dancing and she's just going around the pole like this.
Screen cap that.
And she's like, OnlyFans right here. You're like, okay, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, and it's like, I find it interesting because even Plato talks about how like men are builders and women are curators and beautifiers, right? So what they like don't know and they don't understand is that is like unironically shifting the Overton window in that direction. So it's like you trying to like make money on OnlyFans by being a whatever you're trying to be is like actually unironically making men become that. Like they don't like it's actually really fucking crazy.
No, that's interesting, dude. It's like I don't want to put words in your mouth, but their behaviors are making men more and more misogynist. Is that what you're saying?
Not even misogynist. It's just it's making men. It's moving the Overton window politically to what they're like kind of using as a guise to get views. It's kind of like in the music industry.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like the first thing that they do when you get signed to a label is they see if women listen to your music. Because if they do, you're going to be huge. That's why like Biggie Smalls wanted his first single to be Machine Gun Funk, which is like a crazy idea for a first single. But instead, you know, Puff Daddy, when he was Puff Daddy before he became P. Diddy, he had him put out Juicy. And Juicy is like a soft song about, you know, like being the man or whatever. But it's because it's appealing to women, right? And that's why if women like something, men will like the thing because men want the woman.
No,
right?
You're totally right. So we got signed to this agency under Tinfoil Hat Comedy. And he goes, it's great. And he goes, my one concern is there's no females in the crowd.
Yeah.
So, you know that kid Mauricio Hernandez on Saturday Night Live? Great guy. Nicest dude. Dude,
girls love him.
You were there. He walked in, just pure positive energy. Everyone loves him. He's the nicest guy to everybody. So Mira K opens for him on the road, and he said his entire crowd is hot chicks.
Yeah. The only reason I watched his Netflix special because my girlfriend was like, "We gotta watch." I'm like, "Who told you?" My other girlfriend, and it was funny, but it was that thing
He's
where
a good guy.
yeah,
It's the same thing that happened with Chris D'Elia. Like when everyone hated Chris, I'm like, what are you mad at? I mean, like,
You're mad you ain't him as well.
yeah, that's exactly it, dude. It's like if the guy's a good guy and me and Chris got along, why should you be?
Oh, it's easier when they're an asshole because then you can just be like, well, he's an asshole. You know,
Yeah.
but if they're a good person and
Yep.
talented and good looking.
Yep. I mean, so
annoying.
it's someone's gonna blow up. You can't get mad at them. Someone's gonna blow up. It's just the way it is. And I used to say, like when I used to compare my crowd to Chris D'Elia's, to Dane Cook's crowd. I'm like, my crowd would get Dane Cook's crowd pregnant. Like it's just all rough dudes. You know what I'm saying? My crowd at one point, guys, was rough dudes and lipstick lesbians. It was real. I would go and there would just be giant tables of party lesbians who loved me. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. But no, you're totally right, man. You're totally right. Now,
that's why I think Bad Bunny works. Girls love him, and then guys know that if you go watch him, there'll be a bunch of chicks there. So eventually, guys are like, well, I guess we'll go, and you just sells out. Works out for everybody.
So
he sucks, yeah, but
yeah, I mean, it's just not for me. I could see why people like it.
He's a better actor than he is.
Is he a good actor?
I've seen him in a few things.
It's very hard to do comedy when you could barely speak
I've seen him like
English.
serious stuff, but
Yeah.
serious-ish stuff.
So let's go. One thing you wanted to talk about was people infiltrating the conspiracy world. Okay. Oh, let's just put a bow before we get into that in the Oliver Tree thing. Oliver Tree, again, I brought it up. He seemed consumed with death. And we've talked about, me and Johnny on other shows have talked about, like John Lennon sang that one song. What did he say?
Well, in Come Together, he's going he's saying shoot me because there are a couple of reasons for why people think he was saying that in studio. One was maybe it was like a particularly long session and he was just tired of.
No, I get it, but
he said shoot me over and over again. I mean, there are a couple of examples.
And how
of him
big was that song? So you're just
huge,
playing it over and over again, and we always talk about manifestation and speaking into existence. Biggie Smalls, Tupac constantly talk about them getting shot. And this, you go to Oliver Tree's video, some of them have like 170 million views. Cool. And he's like falling from the sky, dying.
Did you know he had faked his death before, right? Multiple times.
Okay, so Johnny and I did a broken sim. The chat literally said he's not dead.
Well, yeah. I mean, no, he's definitely dead now, but he had faked his death before. He'd done like that funeral stuff. So when you say, well, you manifest it, I'm like, you want to act like you're dead?
He constantly had helicopters, death, stairway to heaven.
Well, he had a music video where this is crazy. In the music video, it's him robbing a pizza place. Okay. And the people that are robbing the pizza place with him are the Island Boys. The Island Boys have been theorized to have been Epstein victims.
Yeah,
there are photos where it might be them. I don't know if it's them, but regardless, that's kind of another one of those little like subtleties that Oliver Tree kind of seemingly did a lot, right? But he robs the pizza place, and then while robbing the pizza place, at the end of it, he ends up getting killed. But then they throw him in the freezer, but at the last moment, he opens his eyes and he's not actually dead in the freezer. So it's like, maybe he is not dead. I don't know. Like I could see it. I don't know. Helicopter crash. Who knows? Who knows at this point? I think everything's been so, infiltrated in a way. Who knows? I don't know.
But it's like, if you're talking about it forever, you manifest that shit.
Yeah. Has anybody ever faked their death and come back? Like, do we have that on record? Like, anybody famously, like, if he's faked his death, he's gone because nobody ever comes back from faking their death, right? Can you think of anybody?
They usually want to get out, but he was so young and just trying to, and he was like crushing it. Yeah. It just seems a weird time to want to get out.
Yeah, I think the kind of speaking it into existence kind of thing, that's like we've talked about it before. It's like hyper sigilling. There's like a comic book artist who like did a comic and his life started becoming the comic, and it's like you casting a sort of sigil or like a spell into the fourth dimension, which would be time and space, or time, fourth dimension, time, fifth dimension symbols, right? Like you casting that out and people consuming it is literally charging that sigil, right?
Yes.
And so like, it becomes its own ritual. It becomes a literal chaos magic ritual.
Or you also see that in people who create a persona and then eventually they're just known as that persona. Hulk Hogan, Andrew Dice Clay, they're not known as their real names. They're known as this persona.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy. That's who they become. And he always, Hogan was like, now I come home, I'm just Terry. He's like, no, you're always Hulk Hogan now. Always. You're always Dice. I mean, I know Dice. I love Dice. I think it's an honor to be cool with Dice. I see him at the store. He's never not Dice.
They say that fame is a mask that eats into the face. There's an idea, and that that's true, right? It becomes you. Whatever you became famous for, kind of because you identify.
Even
with
those the bring the boom. You remember when they were big for a while? We're gonna bring the boom. The what appeared to be fat Italians. They're really Jewish people.
Well, I mean,
night media plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at Bert. Bert's got to take his shirt off all the time. It's who he's become. It's who he is. The machine. At one time, he couldn't go on stage without saying the machine bit.
Yeah. I mean, you become that persona, and because people like that. It's plug and play, and then the old person goes away, and now you're the Dice Man. Now you're Hogan. Now you're Larry the Cable Guy all the time.
Well, if you like read some Carl Jung, who's like a psychoanalyst, he talks about this not in like a Hulk Hogan way, but as like an everyday person. We have these personas that we present to the world, right? And then we have ourself, right? We have like for example, this is Izzy. I'm talking to you as Izzy. I'm also, my real name is Isaac. I'm Isaac when I'm alone. But what happens is all of the trauma that we accumulate throughout our lives, what ends up happening is that creates a shadow self. And it's like there's dark Isaac. There's Isaac, dark Isaac, and then there's Izzy. And the shadow self actually wants the self to become the persona.
Yes.
So then it never has to deal with the trauma. And so what ends up happening is like, when Hulk Hogan goes from being Terry to being Hulk Hogan, is his shadow self has literally killed his real self. And he is literally now this persona, and he's actually literally not a real person anymore.
It's almost MK Ultra, right? In some weird kind
100%.
of way. So Candace Owens just put out a video about how Erica Kirk's signature has changed.
Oh, really?
She doesn't have the same signature anymore. And a lot of people think that is because she now has a different personality that has a different signature.
So interesting.
Because they're fracturing it. I love what you just said there. That's so fucking interesting about how we have this persona person and then we create this new person and we can kind of leave the persona, the traumatized person behind and become this new person. That's interesting.
We're talking about like how they're trying to kill the jester, right? This ties into that really well because that is what they're trying to do. And the way they're trying to do it is they don't want artists to have any semblance of the past. They don't want them to be able to look back and know that, when John Lennon is saying, shoot me, that's what he's saying. They don't want you to have this like sort of library in your head of pop culture, because what that creates something that Jung, who kind of came up with a lot of these ideas, is called the task of tasks, right? And what that is every single person has their own mythology, their own myth that they're living. Now, some people know the myth that they're living is a myth, and they will consciously live their life trying to fulfill this myth.
Yes.
And there are other people who will never know that they're living a myth. They'll never know it, right? They'll never know that they were meant for more, or they were meant to be great, right? And it will end the same way, but you not being conscious and aware of it is you being, consumed by your shadow self.
It's very interesting. I've been talking.
So the reason they are.
Go on. Sorry, you just glitched out.
I think I cut.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Sorry. But my point is the reason that they want to kill these jesters and to kill off these people who have these really, deep understandings of the past and of actual real artistry or whatever is because if they can kill those people off, then people will not wake up to the fact that there is something more within themselves that they should be striving for.
You're so right, dude. And it's like, that is the goal of cultural Marxism. Why are they taking down all of these old statues and replacing them with new heroes? Because the whole thing the elites want you to do. This is why when I laugh at everyone who's like, why are you upset that the Little Mermaid is black right now? It's just a fucking cartoon character. And you're like, because what they're doing is changing the data from what you know and what your kids know. And if the data's different, you cannot pass on knowledge to your children. And that is the whole thing. They want every generation to start at zero. They want your kids and my kids to start at zero. Why the elite's kids get all the knowledge from the centuries, if not thousands of years ago, to have a running start into understanding how to manipulate this realm we live in. That's why the Little Mermaid is black and not white anymore, is because they don't want those kids. They don't want you to be able to pass down information to your children. And what I will say to everybody is that the bells and whistles change, but the game remains the same. Human nature is always going to be human nature, but the bells and whistles will always change. Okay? But they don't want you to be able to help your kids. They want your kids to be behind in the race to their children, because their children, the elite's children, are all retards. Okay? Because they live a pampered life. Like, wisdom comes from trial. Okay? Intelligence comes from education. All right? Being told how systems work. That's what intelligent people understand. This town, Los Angeles, can write you the most amazing script, but it's all based on, like, what'd you say? I think you said before, and it was such great last time you were on, archetypes. They're trying to kill our archetypes. So we can't pass knowledge down to our children. They want them to start at zero. And that's why you get upset when the Little Mermaid is black. It's a fucking cartoon, I get it, but it's a data change that your kids have different from what you have. And it almost gets into PR, like public relations. Like, if you were from the 80s, good luck on figuring out how to promote today. It's why the movie industry is struggling. I went and watched Christopher Pratt's movie about AI, and it was fucking great. I thought it was a great movie, but they had no clue how to market it. So it bombed at the internet. It bombed at the box office. So, we could say how many people buy movies and go see the movies, but at the end of the day, they have no clue how to market.
Yeah, they haven't adapted. That's what it is.
They just want to do it the old way.
Yeah, the old school way. It might sound weird, but I have never heard of a movie coming out through like a podcast ad read. Try that. How about you try to promote a movie through an ad read? Like, this is how other people are doing it.
Stop going on the Tonight Show. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Start going on podcasts. Start having Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt on Tinfoil Hat. That's going to resonate a lot more.
Spielberg's done every podcast in the world over the past month, so to be fair. But I get what you're saying.
But that says to me they know that what they that movie's important to them, and they figured it out for that movie. Right?
That Pratt movie also got hammered by the critic. That was part of the reason it opened so shitty, because it was like destroyed.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it. I just know it got destroyed, and that's a lot of people like me who actually go to the movies don't go see it because it got wrecked by the critics.
It was good, dude. But yeah, you're totally right, Izzy. It's like they're just, like you said before, they're trying to destroy the archetypes in which we see ourselves in. And dude, what you said is so on point, bro. They don't want you looking back.
Mm-hmm.
They only want you looking forward.
Absolutely. If you know where something is from, you know where they're going to try and take you next.
Yep. Yep. And that's why they hate conspiracies too. And conspiracy podcasts and conspiracy content creators. Well, they hate comics and content creators for a bunch of reasons. One of the biggest ones is we don't need banker money to make our content. They can't control our message. So they're censoring YouTube and they're censoring comedians through political correctness. Oh my God, he said this, and it's like, oh, and then all these younger comics are coming up. And Johnny, did I talk about this on Broken Sim on why these younger kids are different than my generation? Have I said this yet?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think so.
So I recently pulled a young comic aside at the Comedy Store, and I was like, can I give you some advice from a 30-year comic? And I was really happy. He's like, yeah, I'd love to hear it. I go, you have everything. You have the jokes. You're good looking. You're fucking funny. You're missing one thing. And he goes, well, I go, the show. You don't put on a show. You go up there, you stand at the mic, and you just tell your jokes. You have no show. He goes, I've been thinking a lot about that. I go, yeah, dude. And I go, the difference between your generation and my generation, your generation is better writers. My generation were better showmen. And I started thinking about why that is. And the reason I think it is because of the comics we grew up on. I grew up on Dice. I grew up on Sam Kinison, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, George Carlin, like these great showmen. All these kids are growing up on Dimitri Martin.
Zach Galifianakis.
Well, Zach Galifianakis was great.
It's all comedy, though. It's all
but
Patton
you're right,
Oswalt,
right? All those
David
guys
Cross.
who just stood there and told you clever shit. And I love Patton Oswalt. I don't agree with him politically, but he's a great writer. Like, I don't want that. I like Patton Oswalt's comedy. I'm not a fan of how he sees the world, and that's fine. But great comic, dude.
No, you're totally right, though. Style. It's just a different style.
You remember when Comedy Central and NBC was out of 4 networks was rated 5th?
Yeah.
Because Telemundo jumped them?
Yeah.
That's how bad the comedy was at that time, but that's what these kids grew up on. Clever.
Do you think Dan Cook was one of the last showmen, or do you even consider him one of them? Because I remember watching him.
I think
was
like
a show.
Chris D'Elia was a great showman. I think Chris is really young compared to my generation, but I think he was one of the last.
What about Dan Cook? Dan Cook put on a show,
Dan Cook's
right?
older, but
Yeah,
great
he put on a show,
showman.
yeah.
Great showman. But these kids all grew up on old comedy. Like fucking IFC.
Yeah, it's also in the entertainment too, right? It's like the Arrested Development generation, which I love the Arrested Development.
Right, you can still love it.
Yeah, but it's different. No,
The Office. What about The Office? That's what they grew up on. The Office.
Well, the American Office. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, like people tell me, no, it was a big hit. I go, dude,
Sucks.
literally when it was on. No, I don't think it sucks.
No, the first 3 seasons were great, and then they just turned it into schlock. But before that,
but it's like when that was on, Parks and Rec was on, NBC was bottoming out. I remember watching with my friend's young daughter at the time. They come over to the house, and she's like, I love this show. It was like Parks and Rec. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch her watch this. That sounds creepy, but it wasn't. It was just like, I just wanted to see like her reaction to the show. Hand to God, guys, she didn't laugh one time. Yeah. She just sat there watching it.
Well, it's like The Big Bang. Have you ever seen The Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's kind of, it's terrible. It's like without the soundtrack, no one would laugh at all.
It was that movement that Judd Apatow started where it's like, hey, hot chicks, nerds are cool.
Yeah.
And it became nerd shit. And then even in acting, dude, acting became just sitting there saying your lines. We got rid of the great actors who could emote emotion.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, the best actor out of that group ended up being Jonah Hill, probably, which is, you know what I mean? And he left comedy to become a dramatic.
Become skinny.
Yeah. But I mean, I can't say anything bad about Apatow's movies because
I love Apatow, but he was a definite move into the alt shit where it became the nerds took over. And I said this like 15, 20 years ago. At one point, you couldn't tell the difference between the industry and the comedians. They look exactly alike. It's the old thing that when they asked David Lee Roth, how come the critics love Elvis Costello and they hate Van Halen? David Lee Roth is like, because they look like Elvis Costello. They want to promote that guy as the cool dude, so the hot chicks want to hook up with the nerds and not bang fucking Van Halen.
That's so funny. Because I read an article where they interviewed Elvis Costello last week, and he was grappling with why, because like Olivia Rodrigo or somebody was like playing a cover of his, and he was talking about how his look he thinks is why, you know, his people love his music and cover it all the time, but they're not listening to his music, and he thinks it's part of his Englishness and his kind of nerdy.
Or he's like 60. Like I have comic friends of mine that are entering the 60s, and they're upset that they're not selling tickets. I go, dude, you're not meant. This is like not natural. And the guys who are touring at 80 sold their soul. That's the only reason they're still touring. It's because the Saint wants to get paid. Like, you're not meant to do this forever. It's like, I hate to say it, dude. It's just like entertainment is more for young people over time. It's just the way it is, dude. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, the greats, though, I still want to see till the bitter end. Like Carlin's.
Right, but if you're 70 having to tour, 40...
Having to tour, yeah, now that's a whole different thing.
That's a big fucking problem, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's my opinion, dude. So let's get into...
Yeah, I think...
Go on, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No,
go on.
I was just going to say, I think that you see that like lack of emotion even in music. Like there's this genre called hyperpop now, and it's like... the lyrics and the people singing, it's just very even keel, and the music is doing all the work. I think it's just like a product of kind of like the internetization of like reality.
Yeah, because so many people just grew up making music on their computer, you know, not even interacting with any people or instruments or anything. And K-pop, I mean, it's completely
vapid.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing.
Yeah, it's just shiny object shit. And I love women. We have 5 chicks who listen to the show. Women are amazing.
We love all of them.
But tell me the thing that women love that is seen as great art.
I thought a lot about that too.
Like, what is the one female-driven thing that you're like, wow, that's some really deep depth right there to what's happening there?
Porn.
I've always said pornography is the number 1 female sport out there. It's the number 1 female sport.
Twilight, man. The Notebook. It's so deep.
I mean, like, none of it.
None of it.
It's just very vapid shit.
Yeah,
and
they're trash TV. I mean, I'm not.
I mean, just trash.
Like horrible. I'm not. Men have horrible trash TV too, but what they watch.
Men watch a lot of that shit though.
Yeah.
Women are like.
Well, they'll watch it with their girl because they can sit there with their girl, and then they end up getting into fucking 90 Day Fiance and having fucking
my girl can't
text threads with other men about it.
Well, I mean, again, that's hate watching though. What we do with it, because we're all just making fun of those guys. It's my girl can't have it on with me. She has to turn it off when I come in the room because it's like a running comment. It's like MST3K. Remember that?
Like
I've tried shitting on everybody.
I've tried watching it. And she's like, I can't even enjoy it because you just won't stop talking shit. I was like, I just can't watch this without talking
dude,
shit.
It's the news with Dana. I have to go in the other room because she's watching some fucking shit. And like her and my mom, I love them both so much. But my mom thinks she's like keeping an open mind by watching Fox and MSNBC, so she hears both lies from 2 different sides, right? And I'm like, Mom, you're getting live from both sides. What? Let me live my life, Sam. I'm like, okay, go have a good time. Let's get into your thoughts on the conspiracy world and people just, you know, who are authentic to what they're doing.
Yeah, I've been noticing it over time, and I think the Oliver Tree incident really showed me the reality with that. Because I think, you know, it's kind of like I was saying, right? You have some people who are looking into the numerology and they're doing gematria and they're doing all these things, but they don't like they don't know what it means. So it's like, Oliver Tree, you know, if we put that in gematria and then we remove the R to where it says olive tree, and then we put in an S to where it's olive trees, we get, you know, this certain number, right? And it's like gematria is one of these things where you can manipulate gematria to get a number that equates to something of significance, right? And I think that there's a lot of truth to a lot of these things, but I think that there are a lot of people who are exploiting a lot of the newfound interest in conspiracy and in the truther stuff. An example, right, is like nobody cared about the Epstein files for 10 years. And then all of a sudden, when there was a chance that Donald Trump might be in the Epstein files, all of a sudden the left is super interested in the Epstein files. It's just like this. Okay, Believe All Women was like this massive thing. Yes. All of a sudden, the gang inquiry comes out, and it shows that there's been a systematic of white Christian women and children in the UK, and nobody believes any of those women. So it's this thing where it's like, you can't pick and choose. You can't politicize the truth, you know, and doing things for financial gain or for attention or for whatever is not really like cool in my opinion. And I saw that with Oliver Tree just as such an example, right? And so I'm like really looking into these videos where people like just Google words and then they're like clicking stuff and they're like, and here's the Eye of Horus, and over here is a circle that if I manipulate it, it becomes a square triangle. Oh, there's a triangle. You know, it's like a lot of stuff like that. And it was like really kind of getting to me. And I'm like researching like, what is this? Like something is really off with this. Like I can just tell because as I've been saying, the truth resonates at a certain frequency. And so I'm like looking at this, I'm looking at the numerology, I'm looking at the gematria and all these things. And the number 333 pops up, right? So 333 weeks in between the death of Kobe Bryant and the death of Oliver Tree. Both died in helicopters. And now here's the thing that's so funny. All these people are like 333 weeks. 333 weeks. Nobody even knows what that means. Nobody. If you ask any of those people, what does that mean? They don't know. And here's what it means. I'll tell you what it means because I know what it means. 333 is the number of Corazon, or I'm not sure how you say it. Someone will correct me. Corazon, whatever. This is the deity or demon of disorder. So, you know how, so Tom Brady is number 12. Shohei Ohtani is 17, right? You know, Babe Ruth is number 3. Michael Jordan's number 23. All these numbers are equated to players. That's what gematria and numerology is, right? The numerology in gematria is essentially the symbols of higher dimensions making themselves known in the third dimension. So everybody's talking about 33, the number 33, the 33. Freemasons are not putting 33 in your Cheerios in the morning. What is happening is they're doing ceremonial magic that is affecting higher dimensions, and then those numbers appear naturally within reality. All of the symbolism of Oliver Tree talking about his death and all these things, yes, he did like sort of hypersigil his life, but it's also the opposite, right? All of time, all of reality already happened, and it reverberates backwards into the third dimension. The fourth dimension is time. So if we look up into the fourth dimension, okay, we can see our entire life throughout the entire thing from infancy all the way to the end of our life. If we go up to the fifth dimension, we can see our entire life from infancy to old age and every possible decision we could have possibly made. That's what the fifth dimension is. So that's where these deities reside. They reside in the fifth dimension. So that's why when like you see symbols that are always occurring and numbers and these things popping up, it's literally deities in the fifth dimension sprinkling them into the third dimension to tell you that things are related. So 333 weeks between these two events, the events happened at the same time. That's why there's this numerological, gematria similarity. But here's the thing. That number 333 is the number of Qurans and the deity of disorder. And here's the thing, that deity, it's not just like, oh, you know, it's like some spooky thing in like a Jewish mysticism. This deity is so powerful. It actually is the deity that made Aleister Crowley lose his mind. And he wrote a book called The Book of Lies. Now, it has a Latin name. It's called Liber 333, the 333rd book, Book 333. It's called The Book of Lies. So you have all these people who are like, oh, Oliver Tree, and he was almost 33 years old. He's not almost 33, he's 32. And you're doing all of this gematria and all of these things to make a video get 1 million views, not realizing the entire thing you're doing is literally spreading
Disorder.
this demon of disorder into reality and resonating it to everybody. Right? And so that's like the reality of the entire thing.
So deep, bro. That is so deep because you'll watch these things and be like, because everyone's like, fine, Stanley Kubrick is his own thing where every you know, millimeter of his film and the set is like micromanaged, but not in all these things.
Yeah.
And you're like, is the guy directing the Fast and Furious putting these numbers everywhere?
Yeah.
Right? Like, is he that deep into it? But what if this chaos demon, the entity, is putting it in there and they don't even know it?
Well, see, and that's the thing, right? Like, in the beginning of this, you asked me, like, do I think the good guys win or bad guys or whatever? And when I say that reality is quantum, it's because what it like truly is like The Simpsons, for example. Are The Simpsons predicting the future? Yes, they are. But they're also not, because everything already happened. And when events are super big, like Oliver Tree's death or 9/11, those events already happened. Time happened all at once. It's just playing out linearly because we're three-dimensional beings. So those events like 9/11, all of our consciousness, which is energy, is fixated at this event. So it ripples backwards through time and it appears in random places like The Simpsons, like random places in Oliver Tree's video with his death and all of these things. This is signals from the universe that the event happened, right? It is it dispersing itself backwards through time. So yes, you know, talking about things hypersigils them, but it's because they already happened. So it's like both. It goes both ways.
So one of the most interesting episodes we ever did was way back in like the first 100. And it was back when Off the Grid was on the show. And he brought up this thing. Will you look this up? There's a term for it, but it's basically when an event is so big, it ripples through space and time, both forward and backwards.
Well, did you hear that?
Yeah,
People who have
retrocausality.
Yes.
Retrocausality, that's it, dude.
You hear that with people who have massive trips, like, and they before they have the trip, you know, like a psychedelic trip, they start having flashbacks before that. You hear this, like with some, especially certain kinds of, like Ibogaine, I think is one, and then there was one other
like
one.
before they even take
Like they have like these weird, like almost what you would experience as flashbacks before the event. Like,
dude, that is so interesting, man, what you guys are just talking about. So when you look at back at like Back to the Future, and they're like, look at it, it's 9/11 right there. There's two towers in the trees. And you're like, did he put that there because he knew it was coming, or did it just show up?
Yeah, so it just like it showed up because it is appearing from the higher dimension in our reality, right? It's kind of like a shadow. Like a shadow is a two-dimensional thing. It's a third-dimensional object casting a shadow into the third dimension, but it's two-dimensional, right? So it's kind of the same thing. It's a higher dimensional thing making itself known in the third dimension. That's what symbols are. Symbols are fifth dimensional beings.
Like the one that always blew my mind. I mean, this could just be a coincidence, but you remember when they would fold a $20 bill into origami and they would show you the towers falling, and you're like,
that's a great example.
Who, even if that wasn't put in there, who folded the dollar so perfectly to be like, it's there though? So someone must have known. It must have been a coincidence. Who thought of that?
Bro, that is the most interesting shit ever, dude. Mind blowing, bro. Like it just because it's so much easier to go, yeah, it's this entity doing this than going, all these people are so into it that they're leaving little clues here and there, even in the most retarded shit. Like, oh, look at this kids show. Oh, it predicted fucking 9/11. You're like, really? Did the fucking animators from Korea put in this fucking not the symbolism of 9/11? I don't even know if that's real. I'm just making up an example, but right? It's like so much more. It clicks so much more than that.
It also makes you wonder what effect it has on your subconscious too. You know, like maybe think these things are happening that you don't even know about yet. Like, are there clues that we?
Are there clues right now in front of our face that we don't even know that this big thing's coming?
Yeah.
I always say that there's an idea out there that is so big, and whoever clicks into the idea is going to become a billionaire.
Yeah.
And like, who's going to do it? And it's right there in front of our faces, and we're going to be like, why not? It's like in comedy when you see a guy write a bit, and you're like, why didn't I fucking think of that?
Sometimes you did think of it. You just let it pass, you know?
Yep. So crazy. Izzy, absolute powerful episode, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
1,200 episodes, and we're still getting our minds blown. That's amazing, dude.
1002.
2000, yep, 1002. This is the 1000
crazy
second episode, and we're still learning. Unbelievable. Izzy, great job.
Hammer of the gods, dude. Hammer of the gods.
Dude, you just literally dropped Hammer of the Gods, dude. That was absolutely amazing, bro. Do you want to, one more time, tell them where they can find you?
Yeah, mainly just patreon.com/Izzy and Griffin. YouTube, same thing, Izzy and Griffin, and then Instagram as well. A lot of big stuff coming. Just I have a little podcast called Izzy's World. It's kind of like a show. And then really big stuff towards the end of the year. It's going to be very exciting. It's really hard for me to keep it all a secret, but
I get it, dude.
It's going to be cool.
I'm super happy for you, dude. That's really great to hear. You deserve it. It's going to be fun to watch. And thanks for doing the show, dude. It was a fucking banger, dog. Nothing but bangers, dude. All right, let's break down the episode. Real quick, before we jump to break down the episode, I wanted to add something. So, Izzy, we were asking, what is the purpose of what this deity is doing in sowing chaos? What is his purpose?
Yeah, so he's kind of called like the gatekeeper of the abyss, right? Or, you know, things that have to do with the abyss and darkness. But really what it is, now I don't like practice Kabbalah, so I don't want people thinking I do. But the best example that I have seen of how this is explained is he sows disorder and he causes chaos when people are trying to reach truths, right? So parts of Kabbalah in particular have to do with like ascending the tree of life, right? And think of it as kind of like you're trying to become enlightened, I guess, is like an example. And think of it as there's different levels, right? Now, where he primarily shows himself is between like levels like 5, 6, 7, and 8. And what happens is he basically opens and closes rabbit holes that lead you nowhere or that lead into other rabbit holes to where you begin creating false connections, thinking you're getting revelations when you're not. So what ends up happening is he will open a door, you'll go in and be like, oh man, I'm getting all this knowledge, all this information, and it's either all false or it leads you to go back further than you were before. So Crowley literally attributed this deity to him going crazy, and it's the deity that made him lose his mind. And he was already crazy, right? Which is wild. And so the fact that, you know, this deity makes himself known numerically while people are doing gematria and numerology is so funny, because numerology and gematria can get people really off the rails anyways. And so him sowing disharmony and chaos in that is really reflective of kind of what these people are kind of trying to do and make connections that may or may not go anywhere.
Yeah, dude, that his whole job is to keep you away from the truth. That is crazy,
He's
bro.
good at it.
All right, let's break down the episode. All right, guys, what'd you guys think of Izzy Griffin?
Ooh, that's why he was almost on Mount Crushmore.
The problem is
close.
that like everyone's like, can't wait till the next 500. Okay, let's not go crazy here. Let's not go crazy. But you know, an episode like that is so good. Will they remember an episode 1400?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. We should. Yeah, we should almost tend to that, huh? Like maybe make
We
sure
should have like, here's some of our best ones. Remember them.
Yeah, maybe before the next 500. I'll just write that down.
In the next 5 years.
Yeah, I'll write it down.
I'm going to be so old.
Or the fans should be doing that. Hey, if this was one of your favorite episodes, remember, hey, yo, when Griffin came
Merkel
on.
hadn't been on in a while.
Yeah, that's true.
And they got him on.
Yeah.
They remembered him.
I mean, that was impressive. Him in the book that we can't say that Johnny found out what the book was. And we should totally say what it is, but we're not assholes.
We don't remember either. So.
You don't remember the name of the book?
Hell no. Do you?
Oh, hell no.
Do you remember?
No. Johnny, I barely remember your name. Okay. I thought it was great, dude. That chaos. What was he? Cholo?
Yeah, Cholo. Yeah.
No, Koranzin. That guy. That was probably one of my favorite moments ever in Tinfoil Hat.
Well, and it's if you want to see it visualized, it's in Interstellar, right? Where he's in that. Remember, when he's in that liminal space where he can kind of time is represented dimensionally, and he can kind of tap the little strands of time and like see the different all at once. It's all laid out. Kind of. Do you remember that part of Interstellar? That's the principle that he was discussing. There's a great video if you have time listening, where Carl Sagan explains the dimensions with like a piece of paper. It's wonderful. It's the best explanation of it I've seen, where he kind of talked about what it's like. There could be two-dimensional beings and what their experience would be like of time and reality, and then what potentially like 5D beings, like what their experience of time and reality.
How do I get that 5D, dog?
Let me see if I can find that.
Have you ever seen, Johnny might have seen it. Have you ever heard or the anime called The Death Note? Death Note?
I've heard that title, but I have no idea what it is.
It's like this fifth dimension character that releases a book and he gives it to a regular civilian.
Death Note, it's called.
Yeah, the Death Note. So he gives a book to a regular civilian and he's like a demon from the fifth dimension. And in this book, what you can do is write anybody's name down. And if you write their name down, that person will die. So he's like, but the demon likes to watch the chaos go down. So it kind of reminds me of the one he's talking about, where he just puts in like the $5, like the $20 bill. Like, what's the coincidence on that? Who put that in there? Someone must have put that in there. All these coincidences. If they're not coincidences, then someone put it in there. And who the f is doing this? That chaos.
Actually, I'm gonna send you a text. See if you can play this. This is that Sagan video. It's really cool, man. It's he was such a good teacher. I've never been a huge fan of his, but his teaching, because I don't believe he's really negative about faith and God and stuff. But the way he teaches, just the basics of.
I think he was Armenian.
Sagan? Yeah, it sounds kind of. Let's see. We'll play it. You want to do the ads and then we'll play it on on the
go
back.
to samtripoli.com. Check out all my audio, all my video. Go down. Check out on my website. Go to get my dates. Miami, I'm coming. Joke World, St. Petersburg. Joke World says he'll come on the Broken Sim. We could interview him about his.
I didn't even know it was a person.
Yeah, it's two guys. Lawerence, Kansas. Very excited. Then rounding it out, I got most of July off. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Dallas, Texas, and then Austin, Texas. Oh, New Orleans for Skankfest, and then Austin. Yeah. What else? Get on my newsletter.
Hey, that's working because I be getting that shit. I'm like, oh shit, Sam's going live. Yeah, you just get the newsletter, you'll get everything, all the dates, all his lives, all the time.
Yay, America.
Do it.
Go down. Okay, then do that.
God damn it.
Hey, don't take the Lord's name in vain. Premium content on fire. Keep going down. Some of the best. Cash Daddies, Johnny, talk about it.
Yeah, it's a good place where people who want to prepare for their future, for retirement, learn about finance and investing. That's where we all hang out, and we learn from.
That's all we do is hang out, dude. We just hang out, dude. And you could buy posts and gift it to people. Hey, man, Merry Christmas. Here's a post from Cash Daddy's Patreon.
Yeah.
Go back to Sam Tripoli.
Great idea.
Thursday night, I'm going to be working on the Keep Going Down. I'm going to be working on the Chaos Twins. And then new T-shirts. Go up, see if you put up any of the new T-shirts. I sent him like 3. Waiting. Come on. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. No. Francis Bacon's up. I have 3 new shirts coming up, I believe. 3 new. But that Francis Bacon is fire, dude. Fucking fire, bro. Look at that fire shirt.
I can see someone wearing this like at a restaurant. What is it? What is it called?
Restaurant?
No. Renaissance. At a restaurant.
Yeah, for sure. That's very much formal medieval gear, for sure.
Yeah, you get away with that right
Go to
there.
samtripoli.com. Then we just want to go up. I do gold and silver. We love them. Buy gold and silver. It's a great way to get ready for the apocalypse. Chemical Free Body took it today. And then Brain Supreme.
I'm on.
Do you like it?
Yeah, that's what I say. If you stay off of it and you go back on it, you actually can feel it. If you try to keep it on,
so you're going 1 week on, 1 week off.
Do it,
guys. Check out any of our affiliates, and then go down. I just want to say, Nuke Social, guys. This is an incredible. Click it. It's very crazy. Look at this. This is actually this decentralized social media, right? And you get it from everybody who's on it. It's like, Johnny, what's that called? I forget what this decentralized is, what it's from, dude. But yeah, go check it out. 2 people are on it right now.
Internet 2.0? So?
No, it's, what is it called? There's a name for it.
The Mastodon.
Mastodon. So not only will you get everything, all my social media, but you get anybody on Mastodon, and it's decentralized. There is no censorship going on. It's literally Instagram meets Twitter. It's pretty badass. I need to go on that more. Anything else?
Hit that like button, subscribe. Go check out my podcast, Extreme Marks the Spot, please. I'm talking about the 1,000th episode on there.
Bring up Tinfoil Hat Official. Johnny.
And by the time you hear this, the new Broken Sam will be out. It might even be back on YouTube if they let us.
We're dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, then you go to World War Debate. Check that out real quick. Check that out. Yeah, man. I mean, big things coming. We have big discussions coming up. So that's it. What is that? What am I on? Tinfoil Hat YouTube? This is not a democracy? I don't even know what that is. All right. Anything else? Oh, yeah. That's it. Just support us at Tinfoil Hat Official on YouTube, because some guy's jacking our shit before we even can get it.
I
think it's Johnny now. I'm starting to think it's Johnny.
I mean, that would make sense, but why would I?
Oh, that's a good way to fight it off. Oh, yeah, totally.
Let me email Ricky.
I emailed Ricky. So you guys don't have to do anything. Whatever, QAnon.
No, I suspect.
Go back one.
They're being it's.
Go back where?
Just go back.
Accessible.
Go back again.
On the website, and we
go back again.
But
what is that? Click that. What's that from?
It's a clip. Let me see.
Oh, it is a clip. Okay.
That's just a clip.
Oh, we're finally clipping. I like it.
Who clipped it?
I don't even know. All right, guys.
Benoit. Yeah, can you play that? I sent you the Zoom thing. If you could.
Yeah, I have to open up the Zoom. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Imagine that we are perfectly flat. I mean, absolutely flat. And that we live, appropriately enough, that the universe is finite but unbounded. Whatever are they talking about? Let's imagine that this is it talking about. Let's imagine that we are perfectly flat. I mean, absolutely flat. And that we live, appropriately enough, in a flatland. A land designed and named by Edwin Abbott, a Shakespearean scholar who lived in Victorian England. Everybody in flatland is, of course, exceptionally flat. We have squares, circles, and triangles, and we all scurry about, and we can go into our houses and do our flat business. Now, we have width and length, but no height at all. Now, these little cutouts have some little height, but let's ignore that. Let's imagine that these are absolutely flat.
Got it.
That being the case, we know, us flatlanders, about left-right, and we know about forward-back, but we have never heard of up-down. Let us imagine that into flatland, hovering above it, comes a strange three-dimensional creature which, oddly enough, looks like an apple. And the three-dimensional creature sees an attractive, congenial-looking square, watches it enter its house, and decides in a gesture of interdimensional amity
Just
to say
take
hello.
it.
An alien.
Hello, says the three-dimensional creature.
An angel.
How are you? I am a visitor from the third dimension. Well, the poor square looks around his closed house, sees no one there, and what's more, has witnessed a greeting coming from his insides, a voice from within. He surely is getting a little worried about his sanity. The three-dimensional creature is unhappy about being considered a psychological aberration, and so he descends to actually enter flatland. Now, a three-dimensional creature exists in flatland only partially. Only a plane, a cross-section through him can be seen. So when the three-dimensional creature first reaches flatland, it's only the points of contact which can be seen, and we'll represent that by stamping the apple in this ink pad and placing that image in flatland. And as the apple were to descend through, slither by flatland, we would progressively see higher and higher slices, which we can represent by cutting the apple. So the square, as time goes on, sees a set of objects mysteriously appear from nowhere and inside a closed room and change their shape dramatically. His only conclusion could be that he's gone bonkers. Well, the apple might be a little annoyed at this conclusion, and so, not such a friendly gesture from dimension to dimension, makes a contact with the square from below and sends our flat creature fluttering and spinning above flatland. At first, the square has no idea what's happening. He's terribly confused. This is utterly outside.
Sounds like
his experience.
alien abduction.
Yes.
After a while, he comes to realize
Or death.
that he is seeing inside closed rooms in flatland. He is looking
You hear this about people
inside
who
his
have
fellow flat
out-of-body
creatures.
experiences.
He is seeing flatland from a perspective no one has ever seen it before, to his knowledge. Getting into another dimension provides as an incidental benefit a kind of X-ray vision. Now our flat creature slowly descends to the surface, and his friends rush up to see him. From their point of view, he has mysteriously appeared from nowhere. He hasn't walked from somewhere else. He's come from some other place. They say, for heaven's sake, what's happened to you? And the poor square has to say, well, I was in some other mystic dimension called up. And they will pat him on his side and comfort him, or else they'll ask, well, show us, where is that third dimension? Point to it. And the poor square will be unable to comply. But maybe more interesting is the other direction
This is where it
in
gets really
dimensionality. What about the fourth dimension? Now, to approach that, let's consider a cube. We can imagine a cube in the following way. You take a line segment and move it at right angles to itself in equal length. That makes a square. Move that square in equal length at right angles to itself, and you have a cube. Now, this cube, we understand, casts a shadow. And that shadow we recognize. It's, ordinarily drawn in third grade classrooms as two squares with their vertices connected. Now, if we look at the shadow of a three-dimensional object in two dimensions, we see that, in this case, not all the lines appear equal. Not all the angles are right angles. The three-dimensional object has not been perfectly represented in its projection in two dimensions, but that's part of the cost of losing a dimension in the projection. Now, let's take this three-dimensional cube and project it, carry it through a fourth physical dimension. Not that way, not that way, not that way, but at right angles to those three directions. I can't show you what direction that is, but imagine that there is a fourth physical dimension. In that case, we would generate a four-dimensional hypercube, which is also called a tesseract. I cannot show you a tesseract because I and you are trapped in three dimensions. But what I can show you is the shadow in three dimensions of a four-dimensional hypercube or tesseract. This is it. And you can see it's two nested cubes, all the vertices connected by lines. And now the real tesseract in four dimensions would have all the lines of equal length and all the angles right angles. That's not what we see
It's
here, but
mind-breaking.
that's the penalty
Can't imagine
of
it.
projection. So you see, while we cannot imagine the world of four dimensions, we can certainly think about it perfectly well.
Isn't that interesting?
Now,
So, and you have to think of one of those dimensions as time. So if you were outside of time, you would see time as, an element in your reality. That fascinates me.
That just blows my mind, and I have no clue what you're talking about.
It's brain breaking. Yeah, you can't. It's like
I don't understand how
pondering
time is
infinity.
an element. It's very weird.
Yeah. Yeah. If you were outside of time, you would just see everything that has happened all at once, or
That will happen too, right?
that's what we say. Yeah. That's
Dude, I wish I could go there. I'd crush on poly markets.
Oh, you would kill it. Yeah.
Be like, who's going to win the Super Bowl
I
the next
fantasize
10
about
years?
that. That
Then you just
yeah.
jump from betting website to betting so they don't know who
the
you
whole
are.
Back to the Future plot. Yeah, I used to fantasize about that as a young man, about getting like sports scores in
You
advance.
jerk off the weird shit, dude. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this very entertaining show.
Las 6 de la tarde es hora de Primer Impacto, con las noticias más increíbles e impactantes de la televisión. Primer Impacto desde esta tarde a las 6 por Univisión Puerto Rico.
We're back, baby. Number one podcast in the world. It's your boy XG Marks the Spot. Just me, solo, dolo, no chili, millie. But we're back, baby. I got a crazy amount of videos here for you guys. I got Sam Tripoli getting attacked on stage. I got us. You heard that? Us, me and Sam Tripoli signing titties at the 1000th episode. What else I got for you guys? I got the Comedy Store Chaos. I got a gun malfunction. This fool almost blows his motherfucking head off just trying to like scope something out. It's crazy. I got a lot for you guys, but before we get into that, don't forget 710. The 710. We got a 710 show here for you guys. You can go get your tickets at eventbrite.com. This is the link right here. Go get it. Let me get out of there. Fucking A. Go get your tickets now. 710. 710, we don't smoke the same at the Post Pizza in El Monte. It's going to be me, E-Zone, co-hosting the show. Steftone from the Deftones. Go get your tickets now. It will sell out. And for anybody who super chats today, if you live in California, I am putting you on the guest list for the We Don't Smoke the Same live show at the Post Pizza. All you got to do is super chat something, ask me a question, ask me a conspiracy question, ask me how it was at the 1000th episode. It was such a great time. I want to thank everybody who was there. Thank you. Thank you again, Swarm. If you haven't seen the full episode, it's out now at samtripoli.com on our YouTube, Sam Tripoli, Tinfoil Hat episode. Kurt Metzger was there. Eddie Bravo was there. For some reason, we talked about my dick for like 10 minutes. It was fucking retarded. What else you expect when Kurt's there? I just want to thank everybody. Like I said, I want to thank everybody who hooked me up. You already know, same team. We don't smoke the same. I was over smoking Delta 8 and THC. I don't know. It was like supposed to be like the loophole in Texas to smoke weed. It was cool, but it's not fucking Cali, dog. It's not Cali shit. So for anybody who was there, the homie that blessed me with like about an eighth of some fire. Thank you again. Made my weekend. Seriously, dog. I got a video for you guys. For everybody who doesn't believe me, I also signed titties. It wasn't just Sam Tripoli. It was me too. Some fucking rock star shit. Where's the video of the fucking Sam Tripoli doing that? I got it right here. Check this out. Check this out, guys. Look at this. Dude, it was so funny because my girl was there too. And I saw her looking at me and I was like, girl, I'm going to do it anyways. Where the fuck is the video? Check it out right here, dog. Look at that. She's wearing a tinfoil hat swarm beanie, which you can get those at XG Marks the Spot, fullytoxic.com. Go get those, but right there, dog. Look at that. Big old line right behind us. Big old slobber knockers, dog.
Oh, Sammy!
Sammy!
Fuck yeah, thank you guys.
Her boyfriend was there too, dude. This fool is a yoke. This fool is yoked, dog. He's a huge Sam Tripoli fan too. Obviously, they came together as a couple. But it's just like that rock star shit. It was super cool to watch that shit go down. Everybody was cheering him on. Look at that. Woo, Sammy!
Fuck yeah, thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah, dog, it was packed, dude. We didn't sell out of t-shirts, I ain't gonna lie. We had a lot, but it was such a good ass time. Like I said, thank you for everybody who pulled up. I mean, we sold out so fast. It was unbelievable. Everybody there was a fan. Everybody was wearing our merch. Like I said, rock star shit, dog. Unfucking believable. But I got something to show you guys because it's funny how I just played this. Let me show you guys. Let's go to Sam Tripoli's Instagram. She just reposted him right now. Let's check this out. Watch. Where can I go to fucking... How do I search something on here? Oh, there it is. Let's go to Sam Tripoli. Sam... Let's check out his story. That's her right there, dog. Look, that's the bra that got signed. Right motherfucking there. It's the second time he's done it. I wasn't there the first time. But, yeah, that's her, dog. Says our tradition at this point, dog. I'm telling you, dog. Conspiracy smoke show 100%. Just Mariah here, dude. I don't know if you guys want to creep out. Obviously, don't fucking creep out. But that's her. And again, I don't know if you guys know, but I just want to say thank you for everybody again because we had Mount Crushmore 1000 episode. We got, I mean, if you guys don't know, for episode 500, we had the top 5 best guests ever on Tinfoil Hat, and the first 500 were Eddie Bravo, Alex Jones, Isaac Weisep, Matt LaCroix, and Santos Bonacci. That was the first 500. It was great. They've been, I mean, if you haven't seen their episodes, it's one of the best episodes of all that we've had for the first 500. Then for episode 1000, we said, fuck it, let's add 5 more to Mount Crushmore, and we had obviously Kurt Metzger. He was a guest on the 1000 episode. Why not have him on? Even though if you watched the episode, he had no idea he was doing a live podcast. He literally thought he was doing a fucking just stand-up. He pulled out and he was like, why the fuck are you guys sitting in the front? It was nothing but a great time. Go check it out. And then Dr. Heather Lynn, dude. If you guys haven't seen the latest Tinfoil Hat episode with Dr. Heather Lynn, mind-blowing, bro. After she came on, she did a nice little podcast tour. She did Janny Jones. She did Kurt Metzger's podcast. She's doing her rounds, bro. She deserves it. This girl does research. And then we got, obviously, Tony Merkel, one of the best to ever do it. And then we got Nephilim Death Squad, bro. These fools are retarded. Like, the definition of retarded, that is...
Here's a clip from the latest Broken Sim. Keir Starmer's out. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's amazing, right?
Yeah.
How awesome is that? And the guy replace him is just a bigger creep than he is. Exactly. I mean, it's like everyone's excited he's gone. Then it's like, watch who you wish for. Everyone's like, we want Netanyahu gone. The guy in the waiting is even worse than he is, if that's possible.
Oh, yeah, dude. Tucker was talking about it a couple of days ago. Netanyahu's like a moderate politically in Israel, which is unbelievable. There's that one guy that's like kind of runs that party under him, the Likud, and he's like
absolutely insane.
Total psycho.
Absolutely insane. They're all insane people. It's a bubble where they're allowed to become insane, you know? And it's just like, there you go, dude. I mean, like, it's, again, when you allow people to not be criticized by outside forces, they become the most extreme version of themselves. And the Likud party is the greatest example of that.
Yeah, it's insane I think John Lennon said it's the government is run by insane people with insane motives. Like just
Yeah, I mean, I always say America is a nation of retards being governed by psychopaths, but Israel is a nation of psychopaths being ran by even more psychopaths, even bigger psychopaths, even darker psychopaths. I mean, it's just like I don't believe anything in this war. I don't believe any of it, dude. I believe the only thing is Kevin Bacon. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do know.
I think it's all Kevin Bacon, and that's it. Everything else, and they're all working together for that, dude.
I agree. I totally agree. The White House posted this yesterday, just totally effing with the QAnon people. Did you see this tweet that the White House posted? The White House will be Q posting today. This is the White House. And then you have to scroll down like a million, like down and down and down, and you scroll down, and then it goes, and by Q, we mean quantum. Stay tuned.
Okay, yeah.
It's the most, if you go and find the tweet that they're talking about after they troll the QAnons, it's the most Trump quantum tweet ever. It says, Q is for quantum. Under President Trump's leadership, quantum is, this is how he talks about stuff. He said,
quantum.
It's not quantum computing, or it's quantum. Just quantum is making a massive leap. And America is at the forefront of these innovations and groundbreaking technologies. And he signed an executive order, as he loves to do, unleashing American quantum technologies innovation. That's their Q post.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they think they're clever.
What do you think of that, though? Just kind of because Q, I mean, say what you will about him, but those people played a huge role in getting him elected. And now,
I mean, that was the game, right? But the truth is that it was Operation Trust, and they were telling you everything that was happening. To the point where you got to wonder if they ran Hillary Clinton just to get him in. They knew how everybody hated her, and she literally said, "I knew they would never let me be president. I knew it.
Oh,
which is basically, she said that the night she lost, she's like, I knew they wouldn't let me be president. I knew it. Yeah, because you're a psycho bitch. That's why nobody wants psycho bitch in pantsuits in there. You know what I'm saying? Like how much dark shit do you got to get into before you realize you can't be president?
Yeah, I mean, isn't that kind of a prerequisite most of the time?
I mean, it is, but nobody knew about it. It's like, dude, Hillary Clinton did so much damage to the internet. We had such a great internet up to 2015. Like, it was glorious. And then she had to come and ruin everything. Jeffrey Wilson in the chat saying Hillary Clinton smells like pee. I haven't gotten that close to know. I'll take your word for it. I think black people all think white people smell like pee. Right?
Funny, I think most white people think that of black people too, if I'm being honest.
I've never thought a black person smelled like pee ever in my life. I've never been like, oh, dude, you just wish yourself.
I can tell you why I might think that. It's because this girl Shanine, when I was in kindergarten through like third grade, she just pissed herself all the time, dude. And she would sit next to me in class and just piss herself. And they'd have to send her home every day for pissing herself.
Man, she knew how to get out of class, huh? She's like, I'm going to pay for this later, but I want to go home. Piss.
What a genius, Shanine.
If you'd like to hear the rest of this episode, subscribe to Broken Simulation in your podcasting app or check us out at youtube.com/Sam Tripoli.
Go deep, homeboy. Aaron, open your mind. Drink from the fountain of knowledge. There's lizard people everywhere. That's some interdimensional shit. Wake up, Aaron.
This is only the beginning.
Dude, you just blew my mind.
Tinfoil hack.